50 minutes I was on stage with 10 minutes max of material. 2 years in, 50 minutes. I genuinely, my heart believe, I asked all 400 people where they were from and who had a birthday.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. This is it. This is the final day of the Schick Blade bet. As we record this, I've got like 1,000-person lead, 1,000 subscriber lead. Feidelberg still has tonight to pull a rabbit out of his ass if he wants to. My beard's on the line. His body hair is on the line. Either way, one of us will be using one of these Schick razors, either the stubble eraser or the hydro-sensitive or the extra-sensitive or the bamboo handle, along with the...
For those who care about the environment like me.
This is the 3-blade. There's a 4-blade. There's a 5-blade. I was saying I don't think I have shaved since the invention of the 5 blades.
That would make sense.
I think 4 was where I tapped out. I remember there was jokes on like SNL and maybe like other skit shows where they were joking about how many blades can we get.
Bro,
and
I think it was Mad TV.
Yeah, right? Because I remember shaving when I first started shaving, and maybe this is just because this is also what my dad did, and because you just do what your dad did. He had like the disposable 1-blade razors.
For sure.
So and that's what I started with.
My dad still might use those.
I would probably think so.
I'm gonna get my dad a couple Schicks.
My dad does, and I know that because he didn't teach me how to do it. He was just like, "Oh, it's in there," and I just cut the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, I mean, well, so then I remember I used like the Schick 2 blades. 2 blades was like holy shit, and then they were just kind of like let's keep going. But I think I tapped out around 3 or 4, and then if you've ever had to go back to a single blade, it's crazy. It's like, what are we? It's like shaving with like a butter knife.
I sure
work.
haven't done that.
And now I feel like I'm gonna put the Schick 5-blade and just go like, and it shaves like your whole face.
It was. I can't. Again, it's been a long time, so I don't know where razor technology's at. When I shaved my face with a Schick, the bamboo, it took me. I was worried that I had that beard and I was shaving in between rehearsal of a wedding and rehearsal dinner, and I was worried. I had like an hour and a half to shower, change, shave. Mm-hmm. I was worried I wasn't gonna have enough time.
Yeah, because you had to get through that.
It took me
jungle
3 minutes total
to
do the whole thing.
Beautiful.
Like I'm talking from trim to my face is off. Like no more shaving cream, no more nothing. It was under 3 minutes.
And you got to worry about, because if you nick yourself, you're bleeding through the rehearsal day.
Yeah.
So this is all with the the hydro sensitivity. You don't have to worry about that. Also, I love this thing. This like combs your stubble. Like the stubble like goes in between those grooves and it just like pulls it up and then shaves it. So we've come a long way since our old asses have been shaving. Everything is flexible and bendable and fits your face. And I do remember, I don't know exactly what it is now, but I remember when those multiple blades first came out, they were like $2,000.
Yeah.
And I think it's much more affordable now. Plus, if you use the promo code Barstool, you get another 20% off any men's individual items on Schick.com.
And on top of 20% off, what you don't have to deal with, you don't have to deal with pressing the button. I'll walk out of pharmacies.
Beep, boop.
And I'm like everything. You have to buzz a button to get into everything.
They gotta come with the key and they're fucking opening it.
Go to Schick.com.
Schick.com. They will send it right to you. Plus that code at checkout, Barstool, for 20% off. And you will make sure that you got the smoothest, most sensitive face in the game. I mean, listen. The compliments are overwhelming. I'm starting to get a little upset. Guys, I'm going to start to need some compliments myself. Because I'm not asking for a lot, but maybe like a 10-to-1 ratio. For every 10 Feidelberg compliments, you're not ugly anymore. Can I get one, like, I like your shirt or something? Because I never
thought I was ugly. I still like the beard. I think the beard had a nice vibe to it. I am pro beard.
You're
I look
pro
different.
beard for the fun of it, but looks wise, you have to know that this looks better.
I don't know if because like when I see myself, I think I look like what I thought I was gonna look like. I think I look like kind of like a fat little baby. But
Fat little baby. You've gone from fat dumb bitch to fat little baby. I think that's gonna be the new name. I think.
I like.
Fat little
Like,
baby.
I don't. I am getting a lot of compliments. I'm getting borderline harassed by certain people.
Yeah.
And I genuinely mean this. I don't see it. I
don't see it?
I really don't. I really
you got
don't.
a good jawline.
I see that. I don't see at all.
I don't know about that. You have a chin line. What's hard is to have the jawline.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we I think we all lack. But you do have a defined chin. It's not like you're like Hank or something like that.
Yeah.
No shade.
Does
Does it feel good?
I mean, yeah, it feels nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it fine. I don't.
Have you
I'm
like
pretty
gone to
easy.
go like this at all? And you're like, oh shit, it's not there anymore.
No, not really.
Yeah.
I explained this on, and maybe I've explained it here before, but I explained it when I was on Out and About. Where like I understand if you work in a field where you have clients and you need to look presentable at all times, then like I understand looking the same every single day of your life.
Yeah.
And I get that.
But you like to shake it up.
But like I don't know. It's fucking boring to wake up and be the same person every single day. I like to be a little bit interesting.
Well, especially when you hate yourself, you got to change it. Maybe
Trying
I like
to
this
find a
version of
way
me.
to like yourself.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. You went from the mustache to like the beard and
Yeah,
you know.
fucking like I mean, dude, we play dress up, we play pretend every fucking
It's Peter
day.
Pan.
Might as well take
It's-
advantage of it.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. But if you do have to shave or you do want to shave, Schick has the best products to do so. So Schick.com, promo code Barstool. Chrissy D's in the building. Chrissy D came through, just did the podcast with us. So we're not even going to do our usual, podcast and then interview. It's just Chrissy D as the third chair. Not overwhelmingly Chris Rock and Will Smith. We talk about it. It's interesting to get a comics perspective, and particularly one who's not like, we need to save the comedy realm. He's joking around about saving comedy and protecting comedy. He also just absolutely flames KB and the guys on the Yak to start things off. So you're gonna enjoy it. It's Chris D as third host of KFC Radio. Let's get into it.
But before we get to that, we are on sale in Chicago. I think tickets are moving, judging by my social media. I think tickets are moving pretty well. We are still pre-sale right now, which means you have to go to our social media, use code KFC. I don't understand what pre-sales are. I don't think Kevin really understands what pre-sales are, but we are forced to do that.
I think I know. I think what the live event industry likes is to be able to announce it like 5 times. So what they do is they announce that they're going to sell the tickets. Then they announce that it's on sale as a pre-sale. And then if it doesn't sell out immediately, you're like, well, it wasn't actually fully on sale. So now it's on sale again. So you get like multiple drops, I think.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't hate that.
Yeah, because I forget to promote things once, be it a T-shirt,
I know,
a ticket.
I know, we're
like,
just
here's
done.
the one time it's on sale. Like, no, it's
Hopefully
not.
it
It's still
works.
on sale.
Yes.
By the way, Sad Boy sneakers, still get them.
Yeah, right. But just I mean, we could promote shirts and everything throughout the year, but it's in Chicago where people have been asking for years. So we finally give it to you. It's at the Park West Theater. It's about 1,000 people. And depending on how quickly you rip through these and if there's more demand, we may or may not add a second show. It's all up to you. It's Saturday, June 18th. And I have heard so much about these goddamn Summertime
Shy. Eddie has told me he's going to be yelling Summertime Shy in my face.
Dante's
all
going to be
weekend.
there fucking jerking everyone off, making sure they enjoy Summertime Shy so much. So show us what you got.
Check out the alleys,
Sat-
check out the beach,
We're gonna-
check out the fucking everything. Get a
The
flag
garage.
tattoo, probably.
We're gonna get the garage. We gotta wear baby blue. I'm gonna throw Jackie off the top of the bean. Nick's coming home. This is Nick's. This
Yeah,
is Nick's
my birthday's
return.
next week, so I'm gonna be
Oh hell yeah!
yeah.
Let's
a little
go.
2 for 1.
And also, like, we are. So we did. I think we explained it in Boston, where we had a bagpiper open for us. It was St. Patrick's Day, and the idea was there, and then in execution it wasn't so great. But I like to have it. I like an opener. I don't like us like everyone just sitting there quietly and then we come on stage.
I agree.
I like a little something to spice it up. So Philly, what's the date of Philly?
May 19th.
May 19th is Philly, and June 18th is Chicago. I'd like to have a local opener at both of those. They can be whatever. I don't fucking care. We don't fucking care.
It could be
if it's
comedy. It could be physical
music. Fucking.
It can be.
Well, it doesn't matter. If it's kind of
gymnastics, it can be whatever.
we'll pay you.
Magician. I actually would love a magician.
Magician would be
Can
unbelievable.
we get a magician?
a magician in one of those would be fantastic.
I want either a great magician or a really bad magician.
Yeah.
That would be really fun.
It's not for free. We'll pay you,
Yeah.
and we'll fucking.
It's got to be local though. Like I want a
Yeah.
Philly guy. I want a Chicago guy. I mean, maybe what I want is like 5 years ago Eddie. You know what I mean? Come up and be like, hey, how you doing? It's Eddie here. Carl's gonna come out and we're gonna guess cards. I feel like as long as we get some authentic people from
It
these
could be
cities.
music. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we really have enough for time for like a drum setup. Maybe we do. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
But
I got to see the stage.
something simple
Yeah.
and easy where you can do some crowd work as well, and we'll pay you and get you some drinks, and we'll have a very authentic show for both cities.
Either it's yourself apply, or you got a friend or someone you think would be good. Recommend them.
We'll make a Google Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one for Philly already.
Okay.
We've tweeted
So
it out. I'll tweet it
so
again.
we'll make one for Chicago where you can submit like your name, your email, your social, and what you're gonna do, and attach like maybe a video if you can do that. Can you do that?
Yeah.
So that we, because we got to be able to test like see who's good. So tickets for Philly still on sale. I mean, I hate to fucking come on Philly, let's go. Somebody was like, it's a Thursday night. It's like Thursday night's like the biggest night.
We went
to
on a
go out.
Wednesday last time.
Yeah, like come on, let's go Philly. I was thinking we were gonna have a second show there. It's like we got to get through this first one, man. So step it up, Philly. You got till May 19th, Chicago, June. Tickets are all on sale now. Go to the KFC Radio social platforms, and you'll see the link to buy. All right, Chris D on KFC Radio. Let's do it.
Actually, this fucking guy.
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
What's up, man? This guy looks like a fucking sex slave.
I
with
know.
that-
I know. With the fucking thing, right?
What's up, baby? I love you. Who are those guys? Who are those guys I just went in with? I know Big Cat. Who are the other ones?
I had a feeling you were gonna get yanked in on.
Oh my God, yeah, the fucking, they're all like little douchebags. You know what it is? We're rolling?
Yeah, of course.
You know what it is with those guys? Here's the truth about those guys that were sitting in the bar room. I don't know who they are, but the only one anybody cares about is Big Cat. The other ones, they pipe in with jokes. To me, they're like, what are you doing, open for Pat McAfee? I was like, first of all, I'd love to. He doesn't respond to my messages. Second of all, it's like, who are these people? You know what I mean?
Oh, there we go. We got you a laugh track. You couldn't hear it, but
You opening for McAfee?
I wish. Fucking that guy. You look like a dumb Gary V. A little bit. You know what I mean?
The fuck? I didn't ask for crowd work.
Like a bullshit Gary V.
You. What do you do for a living?
You try to have a joke where I walk out, but it's just like you look like an asshole. You know what I mean? Like you didn't make it in Euphoria, like one of those guys. Just a dummy. No, I would love to get on Pat McAfee's show. I was tweeted at him 100 times. He never wrote back because he's racist. That's what I say.
Yes,
He's
we
racist
wrote
against
back.
his own
Okay.
people.
Yes.
And people say I look like him.
Oh, you got another laugh track going.
There you go, dude.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Worked.
Thank you.
Right. Same off of the laugh track.
I love you. Bye.
Thanks, Chris. Go follow Chris Distefano on Twitter, Instagram.
Opening for Sean Lee.
Oh, yeah. $20 chef.
What were you saying, Owen? Why'd we invite that guy in? I'm pissed off.
Flamed us, Nick.
The thing is what's going on in our world is rampant narcissism. These people, they think they matter. The truth is, they don't matter. They're listening for Big Cat, and he just has his peripheral little friends around.
Yeah.
They're all little. They'll do nothing in life. You know what I mean? They'll get nowhere, and they just think, oh, yeah, I want to. They're like, oh, we're about to break a million subscriber YouTube plaque. They're like, wouldn't that be cool? I'm like, yeah, dude, you had nothing to do with the million followers. I should break it over your fucking head and put you being concussed shitting yourself on my Patreon. That's what I should do, you fucking asshole. I'm done. Here's who I'm done with. By the way, I've had a lot to think about. Here's who I'm absolutely done with. Actors, okay? I'm done with actors. And that kid in there who looked like one of the kids on Euphoria who had
KB,
fucking
right?
AIDS. What's his name?
KB.
KB, he sucks, that one. He's got a body like a male figure skater. He fucking pisses me off, that kid, because he tried to hit me with a joke as I walked out like a little fucking pussy. And that kid stinks. And because I bet you he wanted to be an actor. I bet you he did. And now he didn't make it. So he's like, oh, I'm on Barstool. Here's the thing with actors is, to me, it's a mental illness. I've really come to the conclusion after watching what happened. Acting is a mental illness. Either you become an actor because you hate your own personality so much that for a living, you got to make believe you're other people. That's your job. Or you're chasing fame and money. Either way, you should be in fucking therapy. And the fact that the Oscars isn't sponsored by like some mental health company.
BetterHelp.com.
BetterHelp.com. Promo code whatever, promo code Barstool is beyond me. But that kid KB, I mean, and then there's another kid. The other kid, he had glasses on. I said he looked like if Portland was a person. You have a blogger face. You look like Portland.
Yeah.
Which one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A guy that like defended Will Smith. Like you're like one of those idiots.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, his jokes.
Somebody talks about that about like my girl, I'd be going crazy.
You would. You don't have a girlfriend, dude. No way.
He's got rickets.
You're fucking no. Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
He's got rickets.
Whatever you want to do.
No.
And they're like, oh, we got a laugh track on. I'm like, you're all dumb. Here's the thing. I do real, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Big Cat, fine. You know, you're going to get the money because you fucking happen to know Dave Portnoy. But even you, it's like, it's all, you know what I mean? It's all like you come in and start slapping people. It's like, eventually this ends too. Eventually eventually you're going to have to go back to just being funny for real. You'll get the cash out. But this little kid, KB, I mean, ooh. He fucking really, just because he's got that thing where he probably comes in and a guy who's on TikTok comes in and he thinks he can make fun of them. Well, I'm a fucking professional, baby. And now you're in my fucking crosshairs because we are in a mode right now, comedians, where we feel we have to defend comedy. So I'm gonna defend it
all the fucking time. Can you tell your peers to shut the fuck up?
I know. Well, I would have shut the fuck up, but KB pissed me off. Let's shit on KB for now.
No, you can make fun of KB all you want. I'm just sick of like, what if I get smacked in the face on my fucking act? He said it best yesterday. He's like, Chris Rock at the Oscars is a little bit different than you doing 10 minutes at the Chuckle Hut. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. I know, dude.
You know?
It's like, first of all the comedians that complained about that, it's like, there's nobody at your shows.
Yeah,
no
one would ever, no one's there, and they're certainly not going to get upset about anything you say to the point that they would physically assault you.
Dude, I was just randomly, because Tom Segura's here tonight, he's doing the Beacon Theater, and I just saw him at a random coffee shop, like downtown. I was just like, oh shit, Tom. Wow. And he's by himself. And I was like, you're just walking around by yourself? He's like, yeah, dude. What? I was like, what? I said to him, I was like, what don't you feel like somebody could recognize you and come up and smack you? He's like, I will beat the shit out of anybody that smacks me and throw them into traffic. I was like, yeah, me too. And then I got an Uber for my safety.
Did you see his tweets about Jada?
Oh, yeah.
He went,
well, no. Well, that's the thing. We were just speaking about that, and that's the world we live in now. Doesn't give a fuck. And he never sold out to any corporation.
Yes. See, honestly.
Like Piggyback.
No, but they let us say whatever we want.
Well, their name is Piggyback. I mean, what are they?
I did a thing about when Tiffany Haddish said that Jada Pinkett should suck his dick from the back, and I was making jokes about how Will Smith should fuck her in the ass. And I was like, are you guys cool with that?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So Piggyback. Cool. Yeah. But no, Segura, what people don't realize, well, maybe they're about to, but they've gotten so fucking big, they're like just below Rogan, but they didn't sell out to fucking Spotify, so they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Whatever they want.
He can call Jada Pinkett a dumb, bald bitch, and it doesn't fucking matter.
That's the thing. They did that, and he was like, oh, like they're going after him, the news or whatever, and it's like his tickets are going up. Right. You know what I mean? It goes up because when you put the power of your career in the hands of your fans, you're like fucking unstoppable. KB doesn't understand that. KB's a corporate fucking shill.
What did KB say to you that had you so bad?
He said, what are you opening for Pat McAfee? And then he said, what are you opening for Sean Latham? I said, listen to me, buddy. I said, well, I was going to say something to listen to me, but then Jordan was like, we really have to go. I was like, I'll be right back. I'm going to say everything I want to say to you on the KFC show. But it's just like, it was a little like, dude.
You're not the first. They've poached a couple guys walking in to us. There was a couple other comedians, or at least one other that.
I don't know. They like to just take a guess and piss them off before they get in here. It's very fun for us.
It was very similar. Very similar.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Shane.
Yeah, they grabbed Shane Gillis a couple times.
What'd he do?
I think they just made like Rittenhouse jokes at him or something.
Whatever. What can you do? How you doing, babe? Ooh, look at you in fucking lime green.
You like?
I like that, Bubs.
It's my,
I like that, man.
Yeah, you can get it soon. It's my usual. I took the same hoodies and now I put zippers on them.
I like that.
So
yeah,
it's nice. Sell them again.
Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, it's like what is it? A Snuggie? It's like a Snuggie, but a sweater.
Exactly.
Nice,
if it was up to me, I would never wear anything but pajamas, and oddly enough, I basically do that all the time.
Feidelberg's got his fucking sex hair going.
How about his face? You notice that he
shaved his whole beard. Why'd you do that?
Pussy.
We lost. It was like we had a little blade bet going to see because neither of us had shaved like
sold out to Schick.
Shout out Schick.
To our skin because neither of us had done it in 10 years, and I knew the whole time that I had to do it because I was going to a wedding.
We were like at the end of March.
Cover up your white skin. You cover it up.
Actually, oddly enough, the beard didn't. Somehow it was like a long beard, but you could see through it the whole time.
It made him look more racist.
He said, dude, it was bad.
Yeah. You were a J6 guy.
I looked like one of those guys guys like in Chechnya, they send out to like round up the gays,
Yeah.
and shoot them in the fucking head.
Yeah. Dude, I love Russia.
You're the
Just
Ukraine Nazis, you know?
Dude, the thing is with Russia now is they kind of showed their card. Who knows what's true and what's not with the media, but it kind of feels like they're not like as scary anymore.
No.
Like they're like, I was like,
Bro,
Putin, what are you doing?
This is like the worst example of like, let your reputation be like
Yeah.
scary because once you throw the punch, it's like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, it's like
And they're worth like nothing now.
You know what?
They lost all their money, didn't they?
You know, TiTi Jerry, who's always with me, transgender, he had a good point. He said, you know what? He said Russia was like was like being a transgender in jail. I was like, explain. He just randomly said this. He was eating.
He's
peanut
got gems though.
No, he was eting peanut
his
butter out of the jar.
perspective is so
With his
fucking-
fingers?
No, with his fingers.
Oh,
with his fingers. I was like, "Do you
Yeah.
have AIDS?" Like, what? He was just eating it, and then he goes, he, she, they. He goes, oh, I would love fucking because TiTi Jerry would literally she would turn that kid KB around and fuck him right in his ass.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then make
Absolutely.
him fucking yell at the sponsors. and so he said Russia's like a transgender in jail. I was like, what are you talking about? I said they had when you're a transgender in prison. He said, just like Russia was, when you're a transgender in prison, nobody wants to fight you because there's no upside for them.
lose, yeah.
If you win, you
beat
just
up a
beat up a
girl.
transgender person,
Yeah.
a girl. If you lose, you're fucking done.
Yeah,
He said, and that's
pussy
what
or-
Russia was. He
yeah.
said, Russia now, they just they had the card where like nobody would fuck with them because like what? There's no
Pretty
upside.
smart.
And now he's like, why would they do that? Now, and this is a street smart guy. He's like, I don't know Putin. He goes, even if the news is lying. He was like, it's all his credibility is gone. He's like, all Russians are pussy to me now.
Right.
They're all pussy to me. I was like, well, don't say that. they'll
I don't
still
think
cut
it's
your
that
fingers
far.
off.
Yeah. I feel like
It's like when Putin played hockey, and like they would be like the fucking like stat lines you'd see where you're
Yeah.
like oh, Putin scored 10 goals in a game, like what
Yeah.
the fuck, and is he sick?
Yeah.
And then they had a video of him in a game.
Nobody's even trying,
and,
right?
and he tripped over the red carpet that the anthem singer was going on.
What? Like fell on the floor?
fell right on his face.
Hilarious.
I'm sure someone
it's-
got assassinated or
It's
executed for that.
Someone's like trying to stop him before he hits it, and it's like nope, doesn't get there in time.
Dude, I feel like TiTi fucked people up in prison. Like, I feel
Oh
like she's
my
not
God.
I mean, she fucked you, but I feel like she'd also beat your ass.
No, I've told you before. She cut a guy's dick off with
Yeah.
a tuna can.
Oh, I
and
don't
all
think I knew that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
Yes, dude. One of her prison like cellmates or whatever, not a guy she was interested in, even though he was black. She loves black guys. That's like all she wants. And she was saying that this black guy kept putting his limp dick over the bars in her cell, and she started to get offended. Like she was like, I felt like violated. And she was like, she told him, she did two things to him. She said, I'm this motherfucker. She was like, she told
Wait,
him.
how so? Like, she's in her cell, he's in his cell?
Yeah,
and
and he
she-
would come like after lunch or whatever and just drop his dick over and be
okay.
like and shake it around a little bit. And she
yeah.
was like, that's disgusting, like that, whatever. And then one day she was just not in the good mood and he fucking put his dick over and he was like, come here, suck it, and calling her like a tranny and all that stuff. And she had a tuna can that I guess they would smuggle stuff in all the time.
Yeah.
She had a tuna can, I guess, from lunch, and she fucking took the edge of it and sliced the tip of his dick off.
Oh.
Or sliced it open.
Yeah.
Yes. And then these guys kept fucking with her. Another incident kept fucking with her. So she was like, for like a week, she just shit and pissed in this Folger can that she had. And then the last day that she just fucking couldn't take it anymore, she just fucking unloaded it, just shit and piss all over them.
TiTi does not fuck around.
No.
But I feel like she kind of had respect, like, in prison because of that shit, right?
She gained her respect. That's why she said and I've never been around someone who like made me feel like it was so from a place of honesty. We asked her on the pod, on the Chrissy Chaos pod, I was like, do you ever think you'll go back to prison? She's like, I don't want to go back to jail. She goes, I'm not afraid at all though to go back to jail. She goes, the only way I'd go back to prison if somebody hurt you or your children or Jasmine, I would murder them in their sleep. I would murder them
Just like not even
immediately.
like a tough guy way, just like,
and
I
she
will
was
kill
like,
them.
I would kill them and it would be bad. She goes, I would try to cut their head off. I would bloodily murder them, knowing that I'm going to go to prison for the rest of my life, but I would need to get it out to defend your guy's honor. She's like, other than that, as long as nobody kills you or your family, I don't plan on going back to prison.
So TiTi's the man of the house.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Well, no, I mean, it goes TiTi, Jasmine,
Yes.
then Chris,
Delilah.
then Chris. Yeah.
Oh no, 100%. Somebody said to me once, aren't you worried like living where you live? Like, what if somebody broke into your house? I'm like, if they break into my house, the guest room's on the first floor. There's no reason to have a gun or even a security system. You wake up TiTi.
Is she there full time?
pretty much almost every day. She will fucking annihilate you.
Yeah.
Like no fear at all, anything.
Dude,
no
they had a moment on Chaos this week. They were talking about skydiving. Just a simple conversation about skydiving. Chris was like, I'm afraid. I don't want to do it. It's on TiTi's bucket list. Because on Chrissy Chaos, TiTi's got out of prison. She's doing all these. She's flying a plane. She's going to Vegas. She's doing
That's
all
all on
these
the
things.
Patreon. Patreon.com/Chrissy
Get that-
Comedy.
get
TiTi
that
Jerry's
page.
bucket list. Feel good. Give me $5.
So they're talking about
Piggyback
skydiving. And it's like, it's just a very normal conversation. And then she's just like, so what do you think about the people in 9/11? They jumped out of the buildings. Do you think they like splattered on the ground?
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa!
Out of
It
nowhere,
took
yeah.
a fucking turn
Yeah,
to
she-
9/11 town.
Yeah,
That makes sense in skydiving. That's a fair
No,
question.
yeah,
That's
it wasn't totally out of nowhere, but it was, Chris was like, I'm a pussy, I don't want to do it. She's like, do you think they splattered on the ground or not? I was like, holy fuck. Probably. And Chris was like, yeah, probably.
I know. She goes.
guess, yeah.
When we got to our hotel room, we were staying at the Wynn, beautiful room or whatever, and she goes, oh my God, look at how beautiful that view is. And I was like, yeah, look at the mountain. She goes, no, we could see Trump Tower. I was like, nice. She told me everybody in prison was for Trump. Everybody.
Yeah.
They all thought he was real. And they still do. She said,
plenty of people do, bro.
She said she speaks to her people still, like some, they get calls or whatever, so they keep in contact with her. She said everybody hates Biden in jail.
Could've guessed that.
They all like, he's pussy.
When are you having Rittenhouse on the pod?
I would love whenever he gets back to me as well.
You're so close to just fucking going all the way. Just do it.
Listen to me.
We've talked about this before. Like, if all of a sudden we just decided to become like Second Amendment, fucking fuck Joe Biden, fuck Brandon, whatever the fuck it is, and we would just make so much more money. And
listen, Rumble wants to come out here and give me 20 mil. I'll take 20 mil right now. Rumble wants to come out here. I'll go right. Because right now I'm in the middle. I'm Chrissy Gray Zones, but I am teetering, baby. After KB, I am Chrissy Teeters.
There was like that tweet that was like it was a while back, and it was like the right is starting to figure out humor and it scares the left or whatever, and they haven't.
No.
But there's plenty of people in the middle that you can buy. There are a lot of free agents.
Sure.
Right? There's fucking Odell Beckham still available.
Yes.
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
It is funny though, because in the beginning, it was the left had no humor.
Right.
And then, but now I feel like the right is now kind of taking things too
I
seriously.
think it's always the opposite. I think it's
you know?
always the opposite. Of whoever's
Yeah.
in charge is always the opposite.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Because then you
But
can punch up.
But there was a time where it was just like, you guys can't take a joke, and the right, like, if I didn't even align with them, like, philosophically, I was like, at least they're kind of funny
Right.
and they can take a joke. And now they've become the ones who are like, you're trying to cancel me, and da-da-da. It's like, shut the fuck
Well,
up,
I
all
think
of you.
what's happening too, a little bit, I don't know, maybe like the seeds of it, maybe years to come, but I think the parties, like who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, are a little bit kind of switching, at least kind of meeting a middle ground. Like, don't forget when Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, right? So at one point the Republicans stood for freedom of the slaves and the Democrats were more. So I kind of feel like it's happening just a little bit, where it's like a young 17-year-old today. One of my girl's cousins, 16, 17, I said she was woke. She got so offended at me. She was like, do not put that shit on me. I am not woke. That is
that became
what
the lame
5
thing
years
to do.
ago,
'Cause
she would be
you'd
like,
wanna be
yeah,
woke.
I'm fucking woke.
Yes,
But
yes.
I was like kidding, and she was like, got genuinely offended. She was like, that's fucked up. Don't say that to me.
Yeah, because that's equally as...
You use the W word on me?
That's going to be the next thing.
We can call each other that.
You know what we were discussing just a minute ago? And I think it's right. She in here, she actually said something that made sense. I bet you the Nashville Predators are going to have to change their name eventually.
100%.
That's going to be the next one.
They get one guy who fucks up.
I could see that being like, when I hear Predator, it triggers me because I
don't know. I think that's a stretch. I think
when I hear Predator, what's the first thing you think of?
What did they
think
come
of a
up with that
fucking-
name for? Also, they're in Nashville.
It's
what?
just a fucking,
It's like a dinosaur.
No, I know.
It's dinosaur.
Look at the logo's like a saber-tooth tiger.
I thought it was like a mountain. I guess so. Yeah. I thought it was like
So
a
what,
lion.
But
they're just
maybe it's a
encompassing all
lion or whatever.
predators.
Yeah, I mean, when I hear Predator, I think of rapist right away.
Yeah, you can't not.
I guess.
Dude,
I
think
mean,
of an
right
animal
now,
predator?
because right now we're playing Don't Think of Elephant. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like when I've thought of national predators, I've never once thought of a sexual predator.
The first Predator, sexual, fun.
That's. I mean, I get it. I was at. What is it?
Saber-tooth tiger.
It's a saber-tooth tiger.
Is that what I said?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, fucking, people in predators. What's another bad name that you? I mean, I guess you can make fun of anything, dude. Speaking of sports,
You think if cancel culture was around in 2001, the Jets would have to change their name?
why? Oh, because of yes, 9/11. Well, I think the Cleveland Browns would have to change their name. What's up, KB?
The KB compilation from this episode is gonna be amazing.
So, dude, I got to do a thing once for NBA. Like the NBA had like a VR thing that was only on Samsung. Like negative people might have seen it, right? But anyway, I was the host, and I would get to have like NBA legends on, and we would be sitting in virtual reality. You know, you could only watch it home with the goggles, but we would be like the game would be happening all around us, like a famous clip or a game. So it's
kind of cool.
Gary Payton, James Worthy, Robert Horry, all these people, like amazing, John Starks, and I got to like sit and hang with them. And Gary Payton told us a story once that was insane. He said, I was like, yo, because, you know, the glove or whatever, and he's known for the best defender and shit talking. I said, who out there ever talked more shit than you? He goes, there's only one guy. I was like, who? He was like, John Stockton.
Yeah,
I was like, John Stockton? Yeah. He was like, John Stockton. He goes, bro, he was like, anytime John Stockton would like, get past you or anything like that, like it was so frustrating because you're like, how's this fucking little white guy with short shorts getting past me? He said, so I know when he's a Mormon, devout Mormon, real religious guy. He goes, he was busting my ass so hard that I just started going personal. He goes, he was like, John, he's like, guess what? And John would be like, what? In the game, in the middle of the game. He was like, I fucked your wife last night. He was like, was she good? Alley-oop to Karl Malone. You know, things like that. You know? And then he goes, and then he was like, it was like I came down once and I was like, John, we all know the truth. You gay. He was like, who doesn't know? Fucking, 3-pointer. And then he said he was unshakable. He's like, he's the only guy I've ever played with in the whole NBA career that no matter what you fucking said, you could not get in his head for anything. He just had it all going. I was like, wow, that's so funny. And because he told me, like, and then when you look back and watch, like, he's like, you forget, like, how good John Stockton was. He's like, in his opinion, he's the best point guard of all time.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, there's an argument for that.
If it wasn't for Jordan, Stockton and Malone win like at least a ring, probably 2, maybe fucking more. And they're like, they go down in history as the greatest.
Dude, you want to talk about Republicans? Karl Malone. Wowzers!
You want to talk about predators? Karl Malone.
Out of
Does he do sex shit?
Oh,
Malone?
he had a daughter with a fucking 13-year-old. He impregnated a 13-year-old girl.
What?
And
How was he not in jail?
I know. It's out of literally.
Because he did it in Utah. You allowed to do that in Utah for real?
I don't know.
Wait,
I know
he had a child. Like, this is open.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's like a
But they didn't. I guess it's up to the family to press charges.
I think it was like. I don't want to say it was like. I mean, it was consensual, like as far as.
But she was legit 13, and you're being silly.
I swear to God. Let me get it. Let me get it.
He was 20. She was 13.
Oh, so this was before he was even in the NBA.
Yeah,
he was like a rookie.
Yeah. Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. He wasn't. It wasn't like he was in the middle of his career and he got a 13-year-old pregnant. But
so he came into the NBA already having fucked a 13-year-old and got her pregnant.
Do it after.
And poor fucking who was it? Who was the fucking Laramie Tunsil? Drops out of the entire draft because he had smoked a little bit of weed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Karl Malone, pristine reputation as a 14. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think it's pristine. Everybody knows the story now. When Karl Malone was in college, he had a child with a 13-year-old girl. But instead of facing statutory rape charges or any legal penalties, Malone went on to be one of the greatest NBA players of all time.
Why, though? How is it possible? Doesn't it have to be prosecuted by the law even if you don't press charges with a child?
What state was it? Where Malone played college?
Louisiana, right?
Yeah. He attended Louisiana Tech. He was awesome there. Gloria's parents took Malone to court for paternity in 1986, but he was never charged with a crime or forced to pay any expenses. He didn't even have to pay fucking like child support. Malone eventually agreed to an out-of-court settlement with the family. I bet they were like, the mailman's going pro. Like, let's not fuck this up. I bet he gave them a lot of money.
A lot of money, right?
I'm sure there was a settlement, and then I'm sure there's
You think that's the reason? Because they were like, this
because at that point he was 20. He was probably in Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, he
putting up
he
like
had to be a high
18 and
draft
10.
pick, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was like, one of the best. Like,
wow, I've never heard of
that's
that.
the only thing I can think of.
Dude,
Also, like, because who fucking knows down there? The father and the mother were probably like, well, we thought you were going to have him when you're 15, but it's only 13. So
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because some states,
it's not that crazy.
There's some states where it's like, I think it's like 15 or something. Like it's like it's wild.
Dude. I forget there's an episode of some show where like the president gets mad that like one of the sheiks come in and he's got his daughter with him and it's actually his wife. So then, like, he gets mad about it, and then, like, reporters start grilling him. They're like, well, what do you think about the age to consent in North Carolina? What do you think about the age of marriage in Louisiana? And he's like, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the president. I didn't know any of that fucking shit.
Well, dude,
How
just
about
like
this?
100
The guy
years
played
ago-
in the NFL.
Who's dad?
The dude, the kid,
The girl?
the son that she gave birth to played in the NFL.
Oh, what?
Demetrius Bell went on to become a star athlete. Like his father received a scholarship to play at Northwestern State, made the NFL a cup of coffee with. He was drafted by the Bills, played 3 seasons in Buffalo, 1 in Philadelphia before leaving the league in 2013. He started 25 games in his short professional career. I mean, that's enough to probably grab a bag, you know? Like,
Well, but that's insane. Like the media picks and chooses what to. Like,
But you
how
know
is
what?
that
That
not
doesn't-
an insane story?
I know, that's what I- like-
You raped a 13-year-old, then that kid went to the NFL.
Yes.
Like, and nobody.
It's nuts.
I think it's on purpose, though. There must be like so much money up there where they like keep this all.
it's gotta be.
Because
And-
how
and
is that not a
also-
movie?
Yeah. I mean, it's.
Starts off like A Time to Kill, ends with a kid taking the field in
Yeah.
the NFL.
That's insanity.
He was selected 13th overall in the 85 draft. She got pregnant and gave birth in 84. So they probably were like, let's not
I was
take
born
down
in
this.
'84. Am I Karl Malone's kid?
You got that ass. You got that fat ass.
How old my mama?
Yeah, I mean, he's a 14-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. You know, he averaged 25 and 10, second all-time scorer. You know, he's just a horrible, fucking disgusting
Yeah,
person.
because you bang out a 13-year-old because
You're
it's one of those things.
That's
where
disgusting.
Well, it's one of those things though where like just 100 years ago, guys were openly marrying 12-year-olds.
Right.
So I think like but at that point, I mean in the 80s though.
But
I mean, it's like
not
Bubba's.
but not that much further back. No, I think Elvis was fucking like a teenager. Jerry Seinfeld fucking.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm defending comedy today.
No, I know that's your boy, but like even just up until recently, there's
we
some shit that
text.
went down.
We text.
Well, you text and
Yeah, I text.
He maybe reads.
He reads. I was almost going to text him, hey, what about these Will Smith jokes? But then I just fired them on Twitter.
It is like I feel like it's a rush to get your jokes off, right?
But the thing is
Like-
with that, I don't know when this episode's coming out, but the thing is with the tomorrow. So with the Will Smith, Chris Rock stuff, it's like I kind of feel like that is like we did them whenever that happened Sunday. The jokes are Monday, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. You can't even in the comedy clubs. You can't.
Right.
It was all It was like talking about like Halloween. Like it's over now.
Yeah, Right. yeah,
no
yeah,
more
yeah.
Will. You want to talk? You want to talk? Make bits about the Oscars and acting? Go for it. But not Will Smith. Chris
actual
Rock.
Swift.
I think
Yeah.
I actually think that's what sucks about Twitter. And I think like sometimes we used to we like to wax poetic, like, oh, I wish Twitter was around for the White Bronco Day. I am happy it wasn't, because I
Yeah.
think it would have killed it so
ruined
fast.
it, yeah.
I don't think it would be like this is arguably one of the most momentous occasions in the history of television.
Yeah.
And I fucking don't want to hear any more about
No,
it.
no, it
I'm
was
so
like
sick
10
of it.
hours into it, people were like, "Are we?" It happened at what, like 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
By like Monday morning, people were like, "It's over, move on." I was
Yeah.
like, "It hasn't even been."
No,
a
I don't
day."
have basic TV. I just have like Netflix or whatever. And I saw the tweets happening and then I still saw that the best actor was still to be won. I went to my neighbor's house. I
watch
texted
it?
him. I was like, bro, do you have TV?
That's how you know it was
Yeah,
a
and that-
fucking
and
a moment.
And then I called, at the Comedy Cellar. I can usually just call and get it on a spot. I've been working there long enough. And the person who runs it was like, yo, you can definitely come. But there's like everybody and their mother, from the big guys down to the little guys. Like all of you want to get on stage tomorrow night. So like there may not be room.
Really?
So I was like, I'm not coming. I was like,
Was that because they all wanted to like?
no,
joke
every
about
comic,
this?
every
Yeah.
comic wanted a guest spot.
Yeah,
Everybody,
right.
because you had the lineup,
Yeah.
but then like you'll have whatever Chappelle and then we'll drop in. So they're like, yeah, there's no room. Normally you could drop in because it's like maybe one guy will drop in, but this is like
Right.
she was like, yo,
Such
like
an event.
15 people
Well,
have
yeah,
called
I
me.
mean that makes sense. It's like I woke up in the middle of I did the videos that night. The next morning, when I usually don't do a radio show, I did it because it was like you
have to. It was
you
like a
gotta
murder.
get this shit out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's a dangerous. Like you also have the bad Will Smith jokes, and it's like you're the fucking loser. You know,
Well,
you better
yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
they're on point.
You got to make sure.
What's funny about this whole thing is that the G.I. Jane joke is like a blah joke. It's like,
but
throwaway.
I don't think Chris Rock intended it to be. It was like a throwaway bit.
So it's like a little crowd work.
It's
almost,
very
right?
hard to be funny in that moment. I think Chris Rock just wanted it to be a throwaway joke. I
Yeah.
don't think that. No, I don't think
That wasn't
even he
his
would
big,
defend
like,
that joke.
No.
I don't. I would.
It's a kind of hacky, like
It's whatever,
You're
dude.
bald, and there was a movie with a bald girl.
Yeah,
but it wasn't
fine.
meant to be a big thing either.
It's
so just-
fine.
But
Yeah.
the what it's doing to there were like, because you see what happened last night with Zoe Kravitz.
No.
Like it's
Oh, yeah, what
if
was
you,
Zoe
when
Kravitz
you
has-
can watch like the fucking like fall of celebrity in that because of just that one little dumb joke
Yeah.
is crazy. But like, so I guess Zoe Kravitz posted pictures on Instagram being like, here's my very unexcited. Like, here's my dress from that night where apparently we assault people on stage now. And then people who like Will Smith fucking had receipts on her where I guess she did a movie with Jaden when Jaden was 14 and she's 10 years older, so she would make her 24. And like in her press, I don't think it's a big deal, but I also, because I love Zoe Kravitz, and also because it's reverse. So if it was a guy saying it about a girl, I'd be like, that's fucking weird.
Right.
But it's a girl saying it about a guy, so I don't think it is. But it's like she was 24, he was 14, and she's like, I just have to check myself around him. He's such a handsome guy. And like I have to tell him, like, maybe when you're older we'll date, but like I know I can't say that. That's inappropriate. And like I don't think it's that big a deal, but people are like,
But that you better
trying
just
to,
shut your fucking mouth,
yeah,
because
like-
you've definitely said some creepy shit, and we got
course.
receipts on you, and we can. I mean, there was a clip of Will Smith on Arsenio Hall making fun of, I think, legitimately alopecia,
really?
or at least a bald girl. So it's like,
And
everybody's got everything. Right
I
now.
don't think I don't know these people. This is like the first time, like in my career, I'm like proud that I never got any audition. I'm proud to be as bad of an actor as I am, because I am not in that circle at all. So it's
Yeah.
like at first it used to bother you, but now I'm like, dude, this is fucking great. I'm not with these assholes. I'm a loser on Patreon. Patreon.com/Chrissy Comedy. So I said though. I didn't know this. There's so much shit I know. Like Will Smith, he got like the first Aunt Viv canceled like her career over. Like I think what happened with that is, again, I don't know this guy, but it's like for me it was like when you calmed down and then you made your Oscar speech and you didn't say you're sorry to Chris Rock. It's like
crazy.
that's the real you.
Yeah.
Is
Yes.
you are not. You don't care.
Right.
And then the apology on the Notes app was just bullshit from your PR.
Yep.
So it's like if you would have just said, "Yo, I am so sorry," and maybe even done something like, "I don't want to take the Oscars away from these people, but obviously I can't make a speech, and I'm so sorry for what I did." Then it's like this kind of all goes away, and it's like a nice learning moment. But instead, you took the narcissist route. So it's like that's the real you. Is you're not
What's
a good
crazy
guy,
too.
You know.
And I actually really put this together reading Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's article. Kareem wrote a fucking like fascinating article about this whole thing, but like he was also babbling about how he was protecting the actresses who played Serena and Venus.
Oh my God!
It's like,
Shut up, Will.
You got to slap this guy in the face to protect your wife, and you're protecting these. What are you talking about protecting?
This is what I'm saying. It's a mental
Talking
illness
about
acting.
it.
You're making believe you're
Talking
somebody
about
else. Like you're not. It's not
Right,
real. Just be
right.
who you are, Will.
Also,
you fucking dummy.
just be gay and come
Yeah.
out with it. Be fucking done with it, Will.
Yes. Also, Serena Williams can beat the shit out of you, and she'll beat the shit out of Chris Rock. Like you don't have to defend Serena fucking Williams. Venus Williams' titty slipped out, which is another. big
yeah?
deal. Yeah, that's what they say. Her little
On
nipple
TV?
slipped out. Yeah, on TV. It's all over the internet.
Because I was watching them and I didn't see a tit.
Well,
What?
I don't know.
You're saying like
How you doing?
on
I like that. That's a nice sweater she had on. Very Freddy Krueger, but like cute. She's cute Krueger. She's Freddy cuter.
I'm ready. Cuter.
KB, fuck you. I'm on fire, baby.
Ikon Pass is now available for the 2022-2023 season. It's time to keep the stoke alive. Seek a season of fun in the mountains and do you across 50 of the best ski destinations in the world. When you claim this multi-destination pass, you're dropping into a celebration of joy in the mountains. Whether it's the immediate spring access, hooting and hollering down your favorite runs next season, or connecting with the crew for an afternoon brew, there's always an adventure for how you ride. New pass options have been added to the mix, starting at just $249 for an adult. The Ikon Pass Session 2-day and Ikon Pass Session 3-day offer a range of affordable entry points, furthering the flexibility and availability for riders of all means and styles to experience this family of unique worldwide destinations. Explore pass options at iconpass.com.
I was just trying to find it in my phone. I couldn't find it. That was the family group text very recently, being like, "Everyone get your Ikon
Get
passes
your
for next
Ikon,
year."
Ikon passes. Now's the time to do it.
Um,
Do you see Jake Paul offered them money to fight? You know, he's doing the celebrity boxing.
it's hilarious. I love it.
$15 million, though.
That's like nothing for those. No, you gotta fucking jack it up.
$15 million is like, I would go slap him in the face.
Dude,
Like,
I'm
I
doing-
am
Will Smith's like,
offended.
Will Smith's like, I could take 4 hours out of my life, make Hitch 2,
Yeah.
and that'll be $200 million.
Really does.
Get the
Dude,
fuck
I'm-
out of here.
I got a show in Puerto Rico, April 22nd. I'm gonna do a
That's
show
so
in
sick,
San
by the way.
So insane.
You should. Have you done it down there before yet?
No, I've never even been to
You
Puerto
should
Rico.
be like the You've never been to Puerto Rico?
Never been to Puerto
so
Rico.
you're just culturally appropriating, you motherfucker.
Yes, I'm capitalizing on my family.
You could be the king of Puerto Rico.
That's
the
my
white
goal.
man king of Puerto Rico.
Well, no, the Paul brothers live down there.
right.
Logan
But
and
do
Jay-
they actually like spend like?
No,
that,
no, they for real live there because I said I was
thought
going to.
that was just a tax thing.
The tickets go on sale, I think, tomorrow or Friday. But I was like, I reached out to Logan. I know Logan. I've done his podcast a couple times, and I was like, yo, I'm going to be in Puerto Rico April 22nd. He's like, I'll be there, bro. I was like, you're going to come to the show? He goes, why don't you do this? He goes, why don't you come in a couple of days early and just come see my house? He was like, my house is fucking nuts.
Sure.
I was like, yes. Yes.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, dude. The thing is, too, with like the getting to know. And this is what the thing, like, I don't know Will Smith. I barely even know Chris Rock. Logan Paul, though, is like, he got like a bad rap for all this shit, but he's like genuinely like the nicest guy.
Yeah,
like,
he is.
We
was
were
nice
big-
to my stepson, gave him
very
fucking
big
rare
defenders of
Pokemon
him.
cards. Like, just a great guy.
Every time people are like ragging on him for the suicide thing or whatever. I mean, he's been on our show a few times, and every time I'm like, he's nice. He's way smarter than you give him credit for. He's super successful, and he actually is like he hosts a show that like he can carry a conversation.
Hell yeah.
He can give like deep thoughts. He can interview. He's not like
you can't get to those levels without being smart. Like even like Larry the Cable Guy. Somebody was like, "How dumb is Larry the Cable Guy?" I was like, "He's one of the
Motherfucker's
smartest
brilliant.
guys you've ever talked
Best
to in your
businessman
life.
you've ever seen.
He can talk about any topic. And like
Yeah.
the fact that he was able to convince you that he's stupid is why he's so smart.
Right.
He
Like,
just has an accent. That's all it is.
but it's not even him. That's a
Right.
character.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
He's
So
from
it's-
Connecticut, isn't he?
No, Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But even that, that's not like Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's got a diner in his house. Isn't that wild?
He's one of
That's
the
awesome.
only guests we've had that fucking chewed during the whole.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
too.
you got a
And I
fat
like
wad
that.
in.
Nice
I like
play.
it. What's up,
In
boys?
studio or on Zoom?
No, on Zoom,
Ah,
unfortunately.
fucking him in studio is wild.
Yeah, I bet. That's got to be a
Well,
scene,
now
man.
everybody's coming in studio, right? Like the
Yeah,
Zoom
well,
thing's
we're
kind of
still,
over, right?
We're still like A-list, stars are either passing or they're like, I can just do this on Zoom now. I'll do it on Zoom.
Yeah,
So
that's the
that's
thing
probably
that
gonna be the
stinks.
last thing to come back because we were getting to a spot where we were starting to have some like major actors, and now it's like, well, I could like fly to New York and do this, circuit, or I can just do it on Zoom now. I'll just do it on Zoom
From home, unless
but
you're
that's
living
like
in
I
New
think
York.
like it just more and more people are giving up on that.
Well,
Because
I
in the
think-
beginning it was like this is fine, this is just like the same, and now it's like no, it's not.
Well, I think too. I think once they see a little bit that like the interview doesn't go as far, they don't get because
Yeah.
it's just there's a disconnect on Zoom.
Oh,
There just is.
100%.
You could have I don't know Trump on Zoom. It won't do as well
No.
if he's in studio.
I
You
could
know?
have you on Zoom, and it's like we're stepping on each other, and it
It's
doesn't
whack.
work.
And the people
I've
don't
noticed
care.
about myself. I try not to. I think in the middle of the pandemic, I figured it out. But when we do Zoom now, I'm like my voice is different. I'm laughing at things that I don't usually laugh at.
Yeah.
Because I'm just trying to be like, let me make this as comfortable as I possibly can because it's awkward.
Yeah,
and
no,
it just doesn't work.
I think it's good. It's good to be in here. It's good.
And then
to
I mean,
feel
you could just
guys.
be like Chris, where it's like you have to come to my fucking house on Staten Island. To
Come,
interview me.
guys.
We're coming like next week. or
Next
some
week,
shit.
yeah.
Is it next week?
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to do that. You guys don't want to do that on Zoom, right? Come
No,
out,
no,
we'll fucking
no,
feed you,
Yeah.
give you whatever you want.
I want to see the palace on Staten Island.
Yeah,
the,
man, my
the
house-
real king of Staten Island over here.
100%. Yeah, you'll as soon as you turn down my block, it's all Trump flags.
Your block is. You should
You
have.
know what's
you should
crazy
have a
about my
reality
block,
show,
though?
dude.
You know what's crazy about my fucking block? There is like, there's only a few houses on the block, but all of them, truthfully, besides mine, I don't have a Trump flag. They all have them. It's like mad culturally diverse. Like where I'm a fucking transgender Puerto Rican person in my house. Across the street is like Iranian people. Down the block's a black family. There's Chinese. There's like only like one like classically white family, and they're moving out.
I bet.
Yeah.
Moving out at a sharp discount. Like, just unload this fucking thing.
Dude, it was so funny when we moved in. TiTi was in. It was September, so TiTi was in like little poom poom shorts and a sports
God,
bra, just moving us in with her fucking scars and her tattoos. And the neighbors were like, "Who is that family?" I was like, "Yeah, baby. You don't even know what hit you.
Dude, she
A
is
transgender cock."
What a fucking. It's actually. Jokes aside, it's got to be unbelievable, like amazing for her, but equally
yeah.
for you. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
Like you both get so much out of that. She's doing her bucket list on patreon.com/Chrissy Comedy.
Yep.
And like, so she's getting to do all that, and you have like this
Yeah.
fucking character and content.
Crazy
and,
content,
yeah.
and then yeah, and she's genuinely, because she's was incarcerated for so long, just happy to do anything.
Be alive,
She was
like,
happy
yeah.
to sit in the middle seat on
Right.
JetBlue, going out to Vegas while I was in first class, baby. No, I'm kidding. No, we all sat together, and she was like happy. I was like, "Are you cool with the middle seat?" She was like, "What's the middle seat?" I was like, "The seat in the middle." She goes, "Yeah, but it's the seat, right?" I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "So why would I be sad then?
Right.
I'm gonna be on the plane."
It's so simple. It's
And I
like,
was like, yeah,
but, like,
it's a pure.
should I have more uppityness about myself? Because
Well, no, you weren't incarcerated for 20 years.
I'd be fine with a middle seat.
Oh, well, you have no standards.
I'd be like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, yeah,
No,
I'm totally fine with a middle seat.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't like deny the flight, but if someone was like, "Oh, I got you a seat," and I was like, "Oh, is it the aisle or the window?" They're like, "No, it's the middle." I'd be like, "Ah, fuck."
Feidelberg, you
But
can't sit middle. What are you
Dude,
doing?
someone
You're too thick, dude.
literally just asked me, like, where do you want? I said, I don't fucking care.
Didn't you fly middle this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you Where are you going? That's in the middle.
We were coming
We
back
went
from
to a
the-
wedding
yeah.
that we bought tickets to like 12 hours before we needed to fly. So there was like 2 seats left.
And they were both middles.
Well, one was on the aisle, and I took that one.
That's what it is.
I was
How far?
booking
Where
it-
was
Yeah,
the flight?
no, that's right. It was fucking you.
Yeah, it was
You
with
asked
me,
me.
yeah.
You're like, do you want middle or aisle? I was like, I don't give a shit.
said, I don't care. So I was like, okay.
Where'd you fly to?
Naples, Florida.
Oh, Naples, Florida.
Yeah.
I would have fucking drove, dude. I'd rather drive 19 hours than sit in the middle seat.
Bro, I will see.
But
I'm,
you- I mean,
I'm like a
Chrissy
narcoleptic.
bitch
Like
hips
the
is not
second,
I'm bitch hips, baby.
The second I get on a plane, I put my fucking head on the seat in front of me, and I'm out. I'm out. I fly easy. I'm fucking.
Did you drink a little? Now you can drink again in Coach. You weren't allowed to drink for a while. They didn't have alcohol.
Yeah. No, I didn't
Well,
drink.
the last time John was drinking on a plane, it didn't go well.
Yeah, no, I probably just fell asleep, and they kicked me off.
It was. I think you were sleeping and just snoring so loud. And they were. If I had to guess, we get in. I was flying first class. He was in coach, and so I go this way and he goes that way. And I know for a fact he's blacked out. And he got to his seat, and I was like, "We made it. This is all
Yeah.
good." And then I think probably what happened was they were probably saying like, "You got to put your seatbelt on" or something like that. I would imagine, and you were just like,
I was asleep.
Yeah,
They woke me up to kick me off the
they
plane.
woke him up. I was like, "Can't we just leave him?"
Yo,
No,
I
I'm
saw flying, and it was one of these things where I was like, I'm gonna tell this story on a podcast, and no one's gonna believe me, and I couldn't believe like what I was watching. I was flying first class, and so when you're up there, you know they always want to take your jackets and like fold your suit jacket if you're wearing a suit jacket, all that. You know, it's all like class, whatever. So, you know, they took this guy who was being a dick the whole flight. Like, not anything outrageous, but just, like, annoying. Like, he asked if they had martinis. They were like, what? This is a fucking
No.
airline. We're not
Yeah, give you
we're
cheap
shaking
wine or
martinis, you
fucking-
asshole.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
It's
it's
not
first class.
19, like 50,
He goes,
like-
it's first class. I thought maybe they're having martinis. Like, looking around, like, do they have martinis? We're like, no, you
madman.
dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he asked for, like, something a la carte. He was like, can I have a cheeseburger and french fries? They were like, it's on, you know, it's just JetBlue.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
You
like.
have a
what-
pre-made sandwich in a plastic bag.
yeah,
So
so
you can
dumb.
have-
Well, no, JetBlue Mint, the food is actually banging.
Well,
If you-
not for us.
no, but you didn't go Mint though.
No,
Did you
I
sit
guess
Mint?
not.
No, JetBlue Mint is actually the food. He's shaking his head. You've walked past it. No, I'm kidding. But KB did. I'm kidding. No. But JetBlue Mint, the food is actually insane. But so we're flying. And when you're about to land, they give you your jackets back. And, you know, whatever. Flight attendant was, like, so nice. And she goes to give the guy who was being a dick his jacket back. And I guess there was, like, a crease in it. Like, but who cares?
Oh, my
And he
God.
goes,
Fuck this
And he
guy.
goes, come on. He goes, you creased it. And she was like,
guy
"Oh,
in a $3,600 pants. Come on.
She goes, I'm so sorry. You know, like she was so nice. Like this was happening right across from me, and everybody in the 4 or 5 whatever seats were like, shut up, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But he's like, and then he keeps carrying on, and like as we're like sending, he's like, fucking unbelievable. Like he's going like that, and then she goes. She still hasn't sat down in her seat yet. She's like, sir, just please like calm down. Like we will take it up with you. He's like, I want your manager's number. I want the pilot's number. She's like, all that will be given to you. She goes, again, I apologize. Can we offer you a complimentary drink, anything? Like she was being beyond professional. She was a woman in her like mid 50s. She was being like beyond professional. And she sits down, like in her seat. You know, they say, please prepare, like, you know, flight attendants, take your seats, because we're like maybe 2,000 feet above the runway. Like, I can see it, right?
Right.
So those planes are going fast. So the guy is like yelling at her. Like, I can't see it because it's like in the angle, but the guy is like yelling, and he's like, this is fucking uncalled for. This is whatever, you know, like whatever's going on. And then out of nowhere, I see the flight attendant. She must have unbuckled the thing. She comes in. in his face. She goes, I will break your fucking arm. She goes, stop talking to me. She goes, this is my last week on the job. I'm about to retire. I don't give a fuck. She goes, I will break your fucking arm. Now sit down and shut the fuck up. Yo, applause.
I was gonna say.
Like that. The people in coach must have think we were clapping because we landed. I was like, no. And yo, bro, she was not in her seat by the time the plane started actually at the runway because I heard a thump and I think she fell into the wall. But she goes, I will break your fucking arm. Shut the fuck up. This is my last week on the job. I'm retiring. And then the pilot, when we got off, like whatever, the pilot had come out. I don't even think he knew about it. And that guy, because I had to get some my bags were like a couple of rows back, so I had to like wait till a few people went past me. That guy was like talking to the pilot, like explaining the situation. The flight attendant was just right there, like fuming mad. Yo, like almost everybody who was sitting in first class was like, he's a dick.
His fault.
He's wrong. He's wrong. And then the pilot was like, whatever he was saying, he was like, oh, we'll give you a complimentary thing, whatever.
Dude, that's gotta suck. Working in customer service like that has to suck.
Where you have to.
You
just
still
give
have
them
to
that.
suck a dick.
Yeah.
You still have to like fucking wake up.
I
go to
bet
the
you
dick
they
sucking factory
tell
that day.
you, like, even if you're 100% right, if there's a complaint lodged, you just got.
But once those 2 weeks go in,
Oh,
yo,
man.
that's it, dude.
I will break your.
She said, I'll break your
fucking
fucking arm. And I was like, oh my God, do it. I was like, do it.
Man, I'd love to quit this job and fucking go out in a blaze of glory.
Quit, dude.
Let's do that.
Quit, dude.
Let's do that soon and just fucking let's just fabricate it.
It's
Let's
almost
just pick
over.
a fight and go down in a fucking blaze of glory just because it's awesome.
You could do that. Your very last show, you should do that.
what I
Fucking
mean.
air it out, dude.
Yeah.
Air it out, man. Fucking strap KB to a fucking I want to waterboard him. What happens when you get waterboarded, by the way? Why does it suck so much?
I
feel like
don't
you're gonna
know.
drown.
It's. I had a friend ask me to do it to him once.
It's like
And like as a way to come?
He was like he's a very intense friend, and like he was going to the Marines, and he was like, I just want to know just in case I get kidnapped. Like, bro, you're gonna be in fucking San Diego. Relax.
What it does is it gives you the sensation of drowning without you're never actually gonna drown, so you don't have to worry about that.
But what
So
if
it's
you
like
just
me being
don't
at home
breathe?
just on a random day with
What
my
if
family?
you don't breathe while they're doing it?
Well, I think they fucking just do it till you breathe, till you start to inhale.
But like,
Some people have been killed waterboarded. They had to have been.
I mean, I'm sure you can.
Dude, do you know that there's a disease? Not a disease.
Well, we can do it right now. We can like a washcloth and we'll
Bro,
waterboard you.
there's a surgery out there for when people have sinus problems called your inferior turbinates. I
was a doctor. I was once a physical therapist.
No. I only know this because I was about to get this surgery, and then the great Jim Norton was like, "Be careful about that surgery. You can get empty nose syndrome." And I said, "What?" So I had
So
no.
you had inferior turbinates.
I was literally scheduled for it within 24 hours of running into Jim. This was 2 years ago. And still have a deviated septum, crippling sinus pain. But he goes, yeah, look it up. I looked it up. So the inferior turbinates, what they do is it's a little organ in like your nasal cavity right here, and a lot of people have problems with it. It gets huge for whatever reason, deviated septum, sports, or anything, and it causes you a lot of sinus issues. And so a lot of doctors, what they'll do is they'll shave down the inferior turbinate. Now, 99% of people, no problems. But 1% of people, this happens. So what the inferior turbinate does is when we're all breathing air right now. It's the turbinate, the organ is telling my brain, the oxygen is good. You have 99% oxygen. It's all fine. You're breathing it in. It's all fine. It's communicating with your brain. Sometimes in 1% of people, maybe less than 1% of people, when you get that thing shaved down too much and there is no way to fix this, there is no surgery, there is nothing they can do, your brain doesn't get the message that you're getting enough oxygen. So every second of you're breathing fine. Every second of your life, your brain thinks you're suffocating. So that people live the rest of their life. It has, you ready for this? You can Google this. Empty nose syndrome has a 90% suicide rate.
Yeah.
Because you can't live. That every moment of the day, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You feel like you're suffocating constantly. You cannot get it out of your head.
So the doctor's supposed to shave down a little bit, and if he shaves too much, then that happens?
Yeah.
So you're not even going to risk the surgery because if he fucks it up, you're going to.
Yeah. And then the doctor.
I mean, that is some shit. That's like
whatever you were gonna say. I was gonna make fun of you, being like, "Oh, you pussy, I'll take your shot."
No,
not worth it.
You know what's funny
Not
too? The
worth it.
doctor, and I didn't know that he even knew this, but I called the doctor and I said, I was explaining, because I was about the surgery. I was like, I have to cancel whatever. I looked up this empty nose syndrome, and he was like, "That's not." Like, don't worry about that. He goes, that's so rare. That will not happen. He goes, I know what I'm doing. He goes, I've done 100 of these or whatever, and nobody's got empty nose syndrome. I said, no, I really can't. He's like, who told you about empty nose syndrome. And I said, you know, he's a comedian, Jim Norton. He goes, I know Jim Norton from Monster Rain, and which is like a special where he talks about like putting cans up people's asses and banging Terry
Sucking dicks
Schiavo.
under
It was
the
like
fucking-
all that stuff. It's classic special. And I go, oh yeah, you know Jim Norton. He goes, you're gonna take advice from Jim Norton over me? And I was like, yes. I defend comedy. And then, bro, but so that's fucking crazy, dude. Right? Am I right about that?
So what would it? So you're just choosing to suffer like some
I
regular
told myself
sinus shit?
I'd rather, unless it was to the point where it's like I can't breathe or it's going to cause like years off my life. Unless
wanna
that
risk
was
it.
the case, I'm like, why even risk this?
Yeah.
If it got to the point where you have no choice, then all right, I'll take the risk. And
he's probably right. It's like
he said it's never happened.
It's like you get surgery on your back, someone could fucking slice your spinal cord open and you're
Right,
dead.
right.
And that's just probably not going to happen.
But it could,
But
yeah.
but I'd rather also be like, oh, I can just die in this surgery. I understand that. I could wake up and think that I'm drowning for the rest of my life. No.
thanks.
No,
I'd rather
thank
die in the
you.
operating table.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'd rather
absolutely.
fucking right
Wouldn't
away.
that be great? You know, because you go under, and then you just never wake up.
That's it.
It's a great way to go.
Yeah.
Well, they have those in Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
What do you mean?
Did you hear about this?
Switzerland has like legal
like the,
suicide.
what's it? Euthanasia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The first one was the suicide pods.
They're called suicide clinics. Bro, I just read about this because there was this article about like these two nurses from.
That's where KB is going to be after this episode airs. Suicide pod.
These nurses. It's like a nurse and doctor sisters.
Yeah.
From Arizona.
Okay.
They go on vacation in fucking Switzerland.
Okay.
Their family thinks they got kidnapped because they were sending texts being like, "Hey, we're gonna stay here a few extra days."
Did you see why they thought it was a kidnapping? By the way,
They misspelled your and your.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
like,
a stretch.
that is-
If Chris ever sent me YOUR instead of YOURE, I'd be like, he's kidnapped in Bogota or whatever.
guess
I
they
never
said-
get those wrong.
Yeah,
There and there,
never
I
get
fuck
it.
up all the time.
But not your
But not
and
your
your.
and your.
But they
Yeah,
said there were some other things that like their doctors they work with were saying that was a little like out of the ordinary for them.
Mm-hmm.
But they checked into a Swiss suicide clinic. And just killed themselves.
$11,000.
So
And
for
go-
$11,000 at any age, you can do this?
Yeah.
Yep.
You can. They
So
they
she
recommend
said-
that you seek therapy first, and I don't know if they check it or not. But
I think they're like, you should go to therapy, and you're like, I don't want to, and they go, okay.
all right, fine.
Here's the
strap 'em
thing,
up.
Said that she had, let's go through this, chronic insomnia,
Happens.
vertigo, and back pain. Like, I'm 3 for 3. Not chronic insomnia, but like, I don't sleep well. I
You know, you can
don't have
die. There's
vertigo,
a
but I have
disease
back
that
pain.
you can't. You cannot
sleep.
sleep. It's a very, very rare condition where you can. I watched a documentary on it where like you cannot sleep, and that's what kills you. Like your brain,
Doesn't
it
turn
never
off.
gets to the point where it can turn off ever, and it eventually kills you in like 3 months.
Because you're just like run down.
Yeah, and this document, and it's 100% hereditary, and there's this family that has it in Massachusetts, and like one kid gets it, one doesn't, and it's like they're fucking doing like a test on them, and the one kid gets it and the one doesn't. I was like, oh my god, that sucks.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
They scattered their ashes all over this countryside in Switzerland. Imagine if you know your sister goes to Switzerland and kills herself tragically. You're like, why'd you do that? But let me scatter your ashes. in Switzerland?
her family went out there and got her
Yeah.
and scattered them.
Do you have to do that? Like, do you have to, like, you can be, I guess you just have to be 18, right? Like, because what if you're
Yeah.
just having a
Probably.
bad moment?
They said, yeah, right. Like it should be like you can sign up for this, but you have to prove you went to therapy. You have to sleep on it for 3
I
months.
imagine it's
You
like
have to-
it's like abortion. They're like, all right, we're gonna hand you a pamphlet or two here, and like,
Yeah.
adoption's a choice, and
Yeah.
you can keep it, and you pretend to look at it real quick, and you go, no, I'm gonna get rid of this thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. I should do. I'm going to go to a Swiss suicide pod for the Patreon. That's what I think I'll do.
That's
Do
the
it as a
last
nice
thing.
bit.
Like the 10,000,
Yeah.
100,000 subscribers.
That's what it is, baby.
Now, I don't know if this story was the pods, but the suicide pod.
I think that was more of a prototype. I don't think
Yeah.
that was ever in practice.
it was a 3D printer that you can place it anywhere.
but I don't think
they've
it wasn't
done it.
people have used,
But it's not in like the public yet. But they you sit in it and it I think it just goes like and like just sucks all the air out and you're just like dead. It's crazy. It's
Dead
something to do with
immediately?
like I think so. I think they give you like a let me see if
Dude,
I
I
can
think
find
Russia is using bombs like that in Ukraine because I think the U.S. was using. They're called like hypersonic missiles or something like that, where or some type of. It's some type of thermal missile where it shoots it into the sky and then it makes the oxygen in the atmosphere so hot it heats it up that it just sucks out the oxygen in like a whatever mile
So you
radius.
just die of all.
Well, people either
That's actually
die
kind of
or
rather
your
that
lungs
than,
get
like,
scarred.
burned to death. You know, I'd rather
Yeah.
that than like flames.
You'd rather go
right?
out that way? You'd rather suffocate?
Well, no. I was under the impression it's kind of like, well, yeah. I don't know. I think they say that you kind of like it's peaceful in a way. You like almost get lightheaded and pass out. I don't want to be like for like a
I'd
long
rather
time.
get shot in the head.
Yeah.
Like shoot me point blank in the middle of my head.
This says the Sarco suicide pod. You lie down, activate the process, and within a matter of minutes. So here's what it does. It quickly brings oxygen down to 21%, from 21% to 1% in 30 seconds. And you get disorientated and you get a euphoric feeling, and then you lose consciousness, and then you're dead. It's hypoxia. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that anytime soon, but when I'm like old enough, when I'm dying of cancer inevitably, do that to me.
You think that's how you'll go?
Definitely. I mean, everybody in my family
Really?
dies of cancer. Everybody.
Everyone everywhere dies of cancer.
That's just called getting old.
I think you're going to
Cancer's old
be.
age.
I think you're going to be for the first time in a while. You're going to be excited. You're going to be. You know, Daddy's taking the kids to the Knicks game,
Christ.
and a homeless person's going to push you in front of a train in front of your kids. That's how I think it's going to go down.
Have you almost ever been pushed in front of a train?
No, not pushed in front of a train. No. Where the fuck are you going?
gotta pee so bad I've been holding it.
Look at that. Look at Feidelberg,
All right,
dude.
good. Now
He's
that
got a little butt.
Now that I got you alone.
You gotta look at that.
He has no ass.
He's. I mean, he's
I
such
have.
a
You have a
tiny
fat
little
ass. You and me. You got the crown. I have a fat ass.
Yeah.
He has a pair in his rotation of underwear size small,
What?
and he wears them.
What size waist pants is he?
That's what's crazy. He's like a 32.
What are you, 36? Nice.
I
baby.
just bumped up from 34.
Real? Oh, so you're getting fat. You're getting fatter.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
I hit 2 for the first time ever.
You hit 200 pounds. Really?
And I have like no muscle or anything, so it's bad.
Dude, I was 250.
I know. I heard that.
But
I heard that pod the other day. I was like 250.
No, but you know what's
You
crazy?
should be in the NFL.
I know, but you know what's crazy is 250. But I haven't drank in a week and cleaned up my diet. Now I weighed this morning. I'm 239.
So that's the thing. I have no willpower, but the minute that like I get shamed enough, and I'm never gonna like go to the gym hard. I just need to stop eating like a pint of ice cream a night. Once I start, it will fall off because it's just easy to fluctuate.
Well,
with
what's
me.
your good weight? What's your what?
Well, like I was like 180 when I was like 32, and then I probably bumped up around like 190, and then pandemic fucked me. I gained weight in the pandemic that I never lost.
So you've been consistently 200 pounds for 2 years.
No, it's probably been like 1 year.
And you don't hate yourself, or you hate
Oh, no,
yourself
I hate
every
myself.
minute. You hate yourself every second of the day. You wake up and hate
because
yourself.
I don't really care except for the fact that like my large shirts like used to not be able to like see that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to be able to put on a t-shirt and be happy.
The thing
now
is-
I'm like, ooh, the t-shirt's showing a little too much.
The thing is, though, like when we get in shape as guys, we're really getting in shape for other guys because
Yes.
girls couldn't care less.
Which is
like,
crazy.
A girl would never care about your body like that. It's guys be like, nice tits.
Absolutely.
That's all it is.
The girl I'm sleeping with, she'll be like, you're hot. And I'm like, no, I'm not. She's like, you look fine.
Yeah.
Feidelberg will tell me, we went to Vegas and I was like swimming in the pool and he was like, you just have like a normal guy body. And
Right.
I look at it and I'm like,
We're talking about KFC's disgusting body.
what's your waist? You're like a 32 or something, right?
33, 34.
Whoa, you're going European sizes. Excuse me, 33. Woo!
It's because he has no ass.
You got no. That's the thing, because my ass, I'm a
Nothing.
38.
Yeah,
if I didn't
that's
have
crazy.
the ass I have, I could probably
Right.
get it to a 36.
Because
but
I have to get like the problem is
I can't get it over my ass.
My dick and shit.
Was
gets
your
smushed.
special 36 or
38 waist.
you were 38? Okay.
38
I thought maybe we'd add.
Are you ready for this? Here's the new news for Chrissy D. This comes out tomorrow. I'm going to find out today. I shot and filmed a special at the Gramercy Theater. I shot and filmed it with my boy, the Homeless Pimp. We're going to put it on YouTube,
He's
right?
great, by the way.
The Homeless Pimp's number one. He lost a lot of weight. He lost like 60 pounds
Yeah.
just eating salads and drinking Heinekens. That's
Right.
all he literally eats one salad a day and drinks Heinekens all day, lost 50, 60 pounds. Classic diet. I love
Salad
it.
and Heineken diet.
Salad and
That's
Heineken's great.
amazing.
Yeah, and it's classic. And so we filmed this special, and we were like, you know what? Because everybody said no.
That's why you're here, right? To
Yeah.
promote your special.
No. I'm here to promote Indianapolis, which is not selling well. So if you're in Indianapolis, come on out. April 8th, April 9th, Denver. But April 8th, I really fucking need you, or I'm going to miraculously get COVID on April 8th, and I'm not fucking coming.
For one night, and then I'll be back in
and then Denver, I'm fucking ready to go. We got 80% of the room sold out in Denver. Not in Indianapolis. And, yeah.
God, that's so stressful, right?
You know what?
We do it once a month, so it's not like a thing for us. And even I get stressed. You guys are like, bam, bam,
It
bam,
is
bam,
and it isn't, because it's like the thing is now doing one night shows in theaters, no matter what, even if I don't
You're
sell
making money.
the
Like-
guarantee is more than I would get to sell out every comedy club 2 years ago.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
So,
But the pride feeling of like, I don't want
Yes.
to play to a half-empty fucking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for me, this trip to Indianapolis, like I believe the tickets will pick up. If Pat McAfee, you know what's so funny? Pat McAfee, I kept trying to tweet at him or whatever. I had my agent, everybody. Like I never do that. I had all hands on deck. Get me on the show, whatever. And then finally somebody comes back. It's like, listen, Pat said he doesn't have guests on anymore. It's just what it is. I'm like, all right, whatever. It happens. Fine, whatever. I swear to Christ. I saw Tom Segura this morning. I told you at the coffee shop. I go, what are you doing now? He goes, I'm calling into the Pat McAfee show.
I was gonna say McAfee has like 3 guests a day.
Yeah,
all the time.
I was like, oh God. I was like, so funny. But whatever, dude. It happens. And,
So wait, what were you gonna? Were you announcing or whatever?
So
What did
okay.
you discover?
So I said, because I've been saying, like, I don't care. Again, not at a level at Segura, or anything, but I don't really care as much anymore about really anything. When anybody thinks of me at all, because I put my career in the hands of my fans on YouTube and Patreon and my podcast, and my tickets tripled. I went from clubs to theaters. My whole life changed financially. Everything changed. And so I said, we're going to put this comedy everybody said no. HBO, all of them were like, no, you have to do this, you have to do that. I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. Why am I even thinking about corporations when I go the exact opposite? And that's when my career really starts. So we made this money special, and we were going to put it on YouTube, on my YouTube, April 6th, which is next week. And then my agent was like, you know what? Let me just send it around because this is a beautifully shot special. So we send it. Now Netflix is going to buy it.
Oh,
so
no
now,
shit.
so now Netflix is like,
Congratulations.
so now
Dude,
Netflix
you
is
dropped
like,
that so casually.
what it is, baby, Chrissy Cash.
When is that?
And
that's beautiful because it's done. So they just gotta like air it.
Well, here's the thing: is Netflix
That's
is going to
fucking
drop
amazing.
it. Netflix is going to buy it and put it out, but you're still going to see portions of it on my YouTube because I said I will not give this all to you. Like some of it has to be on YouTube because I won't take it away. The fans gave me everything, so I'm like, they have to be able to watch it for free, and they said sure. So I don't know what the definitive deal is yet, but it's going to come out no later than late April. It has to because some of those jokes are about COVID and the Ukraine, which might be wiped off the map. So and they said I can. The only problem is they were like, you gotta with YouTube you name it whatever you want. Netflix they're like things have to be specific names because I think I was going to call it Speshy Weshy. I was going to name it New York's Finest. But now maybe for Netflix, I don't know. Maybe I'll name it Chappelle is Trans because it's on Netflix. Imagine I named it Chappelle is Trans. Do you think they would go for that?
I think that's unbelievable. You should try.
Even submit that and see what they say.
Even saying what I just said, and this is not sabotage because I would love to have a special on Netflix. I truly, truly was. But even if they heard that. Right now, what I just said, they're like, oh, you blew it for yourself. I actually wouldn't care. Right. I want to do it. Don't get me wrong.
It's a bonus.
I'll put it on YouTube then. Like, the original plan was that nothing stops.
Right.
No,
so, I mean, that's where they're losing those types of institutes and entities are losing a little bit of their power, and they know it,
because the thing is like, to be honest, it's like, selling it to... Like, what's the upside? Unless you want to fucking back up the Brinks truck for me at HBO. Like, I want people to see my special. I'm trying to get from 1,000 seaters everywhere but Indianapolis to 2,000 seaters. That's my goal, is to get to the next level, more ticket sales.
So that's what I think is important, too, because I think a lot of comics are now falling in love with the YouTube special, a.k.a. nobody bought it. And, I'll just do it on YouTube. Like, you have to do it on YouTube.
Right.
And, if you're not selling more tickets or getting – it's like – okay, so you had a big viral video, that means. You know what I mean? What does that really do for you? So, because now I think, there just has to be something behind the YouTube video that you actually capitalize on.
So that's why, for me, if it went to Netflix, that would be good because it's like I got, kind of, we did originally, the original plan was just to the people, but the
you
corporations.
Negotiate that?
What do you mean?
Like you told Netflix the price? Do you have an agent that does that?
No, the price is what it is. It's not great money, but it's for me. It's not about the money. Like for real, it's not about the money at all. It's about the exposure.
Especially if you get to also put it on YouTube.
Well, that's what it was.
So you get a little bit of money. You get the Netflix status thing, and then let's say a few weeks later, a month later, they let you put it on YouTube.
Well, I told my agent, who's a very powerful agent, who's been in the game a long time, genius guy. I was like, if it's not on YouTube, there's no deal. He was like, that's ridiculous. I said, if it's not on YouTube, there's no deal. That's what it is. They're like, I was like, I don't care. They're like, but you self-finance special. I'm like, this is zero about dollars. I don't care about the money. I mean, I care about the money, but I don't.
It's a long run.
This is long run
dollars.
I want
short-run
people
dollars.
to see it. I want them
Right.
to share it and see it. So I said, this is the only way it works. And they said, all right, well, if that's the way it works, that's the way it works.
So where are you at right now? Like, order ticket sales, Patreon, podcasts, ads. Like, what's your order of income?
Probably
Merch, yeah.
income. Probably, I would say it's a tie with ticket sales and podcasting. The thing is now, what's happened is even I still obviously keep going, keep getting bigger, but even getting on the road every weekend now is I'm still doing it. I'm still going to do it, but it's not as appetizing anymore because I'm like I could sit at home.
I know,
and because if you remove like God, my God is not money anymore. I'm not like, oh, I got to get every dollar. I don't think like that anymore. I'm like, no, it's actually time. I don't want to miss so much time with my kids. Yeah. So I'm like, if I'm going to go on a plane and do this and do that and not make the money, I'm like, I literally can live comfortably just doing my podcast. Yeah. Like I wouldn't have to change much, with the way the podcast, it only gets bigger. Each month, the ads get a little bit more money. The Patreon goes a little bit higher. We get a little bit more fans. I go on your guys' show. I go on Segura. I one day get on Rogan. It's like these things go, and then maybe not Rogan.
we might need to let that shift. Maybe that might be one. We gotta let go.
Yeah.
Just band together with Soder.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, Soder's never done it either.
You two are. I literally say this. You can check the fucking tapes. I slobber on both your dicks anytime somebody asks me, like, out of everyone who's come through, I say Soder and Distefano are the two most naturally funny guys that have ever come through. And if so Joe Rogan does. Fuck Joe Rogan and KB. Fuck them both.
Yeah, can name this episode be Fuck KB? 100%.
Yeah, that was already in the fucking cards, babe.
No. So I think like, it's a beautiful thing when like your fans are there like to see you, and it's like a different kind of pressure now because I used to go to the show and maybe, I don't know, 10% of the audience would know who I was. The rest got barked in or they got a fucking free ticket, whatever. So it was fun.
Now it's 2,000 people there for you.
For me. So it's a lot of mental energy. Like I realized like I got to get to the city the night before usually. I got to like meditate a little bit before the show because I want to give them a good show. The ticket price went up. I want to give them my all.
We started feeling that for the first time because at Barstool you never know. We know we have a good crowd, but like sometimes it's like, well, they're all Barstool fans, or they just happen to listen to us or whatever.
Fans, yeah.
But yeah, the last show we did at the Wilbur,
they were for you.
Yeah, and like when we came out, the fucking crowd went like wild. I was like, whoa, that feels good.
How is it doing a live podcast? Like, is it scripted?
No.
Or you just completely like you do? Sit down, turn the mics on, see what happens.
It's not totally like that. Like we'll have like a couple times I've asked you to film a video for asking a question.
Oh yeah.
So we'll do a segment like that. We do our show. So like we do like on our show we have a segment called Am I the Asshole? Well, actually we're gonna. You know what? You have time?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do some Am I the Assholes, and can you queue up the voicemails? Because what we do is basically our show. So the only thing is like the first segment is more just like where me and John tell a story. So like luckily we had this silly thing happen where I was filming a video earlier that day. So all of a sudden I had a great story to tell. Right. But if I didn't have that, I don't know, we probably would have bullshitted about something else.
Do some crowd work, fuck with the crowd. It's like interactive.
Right.
Do you do a lot of crowd work at theaters?
I do,
I still can't do crowd work because I still get, when we were doing Caroline's, I could do some crowd work.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good at it.
They were like in my lap.
Yeah, they're like,
but like at a theater, I can't.
But the Wilbur there right on top of you. The Wilbur's a great room for comedy.
I do crowd work in the sense of like someone will tweet us and be like, I'm going on a first date tonight. First time we've ever hung out at your show. So then I can be like, where's the girl on the first date?
Yeah.
I'm not quick enough yet to be like, okay, you look funny, you have a funny outfit, you're fat, you're whatever.
I'm still scared to look at people. Yeah. Like I'm still trying to look like right at the lights.
We were at.
I'm like I don't have that kind of like
Town Hall was it or Gramercy when we were in New York recently?
Gramercy Theater.
We sold out the place and there was like 2 seats where I don't know, people didn't show up or they moved or whatever. And John saw those 2 seats. They were in his field of vision. He was like, the place was empty.
It's
all sold out.
All
like
I
it was,
thought about the whole. Bro, I pulled my hat down.
I was
so
like, this is our best show ever at the time. And he was like, we bombed.
We all do that because we focus on the negative.
Yeah.
I think though with like live performance, sometimes I do crowd work, it depends. But I do think like whatever it takes to kill, because the part of it being live is like they could just watch me do my jokes on YouTube or whatever, Netflix, whatever. Like I want to try to like do those jokes, but also be interactive. Say be on your toes. You know.
That's why I think I struggle the most with like, if I think you pay money and come out to a theater or like you. And especially it's the same stage as guys like you were on. I feel like you're supposed to be laughing every fucking second. And a podcast, sometimes we're just bullshitting. And it's like a funny conversation, but it's not a laugh out loud conversation.
I think podcasting, in my opinion, is interesting, is the most important, then funny. So I think you get away with it. If it's just interesting and engaging, then funny.
But
Stand
if
up, you got to be funny.
You paid money for a ticket, you brought your girl out, it's a night out on the town, and we're just kind of telling a story about like my mom, and it's interesting, but it's like, is it Friday night at the theater interesting?
I personally think yes, because I think people are such big fans. They just want to be in the room with you.
We've done gimmicks and shit, and we were in Philly, and in my opinion, our worst show ever. We kind of bombed. And afterwards,
what venue? Fillmore?
No,
Helium.
Helium.
Yeah,
okay. Philly's a tough crowd.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, what we learned though.
We made fun of
Philly.
making fun of
Philly
for a half hour.
Snowballs at Santa and shit, and they got like legit mad. And I was like, whoa, you guys are fucking pussies about this. Huh?
No, they're.
I mean, it was also like, to be fair, like it's probably kind of hacky.
It was definitely
fun
hacky.
of like
it was definitely
Snowballs
hacky.
at Santa.
Sure,
but it
was like, you know, it was almost like intentionally, obviously hacky. Like top 5 things about Philly, and we were like Snowballs at Santa and fucking this, you know, cheesesteak, you know, whatever. But afterwards, they were like, that was cool, that was a good show, but like really, we just wanted to like see your show, and I it's almost impossible for me to think that people like us.
Yeah, no,
I'm still getting over that.
No, there's this. I think that what happens with comics certainly happens to me is there's this imposter syndrome, because there's no route to get here. Like you know, you don't have imposter syndrome when you become a doctor or a lawyer or a school teacher, because you have to go to school and get qualified. There's a test you have to take to pass, and then it says you are. There's no test to pass. It's like you kind of either make it or you don't.
Yeah,
and
I also think you guys had so many years of failure. That it's hard.
God.
Even if you've made it, you're like, well, the last 20 years of failing has fucked me up.
No, dude, I think I told you this once, too. When I did David Letterman the first time, they wouldn't book me. I kept doing the 5 minutes that was doing so well, and they just wouldn't book me for like 3 months. And then finally I went to this place, where the fuck did I go? Somewhere. The Village Lantern, they saw me at. And I bombed with that 5 minutes for like 10 people from Sweden or some shit, like bombed. And then they booked me a week later, because they were like, when I did the show, they were like, we just needed to make sure that you could bomb comfortably and that you could fail professionally. That's all we needed to see.
Really?
And I was like, wow. It was like a good learning lesson. I was like, oh, so it's about like how you fail a lot of times. Not anybody can succeed. And I don't even learn. When I kill, I don't learn really much. You learn when you bomb, and you're like, oh, why did that not work? Well, not even don't do it. It's like, how do you make that work? You know, that becomes like a challenge. But
so that's good. Next time we bomb, like, this is a good thing.
Yeah, it was positive.
Well, I mean, we did that at the Wilbur. We did like we had our first show where we had like segments that like we were like, oh, it didn't really work, so we just cut it for the second show.
Yeah, and
then we did something else.
You do multiple shows in a night a lot?
Yeah. But to be honest,
but I guess
did
you
two
have
at
your
the
routines,
Wilbur.
you just do it twice, right?
Yeah,
like
and it's also like, you know, listen, it's just the money becomes, you know, too good to pass up sometimes. But I will say, this theater tour that I've been on recently, it's been one show in every city because it's a little bit of a bigger venue. I had a couple of opportunities to add second shows, and maybe would have got to halfway sold or whatever. But
that's basically exactly what happened to us.
I heard Louis C.K. say, what's the best, you know, like the best review of a comedy show is I couldn't get in.
Yeah.
That's what, so you leave them. And
leave
also,
them wanting more.
And also for me, it's like doing a show at 7:30, being literally out the door at 9:15, where you can go and explore a cool city and have a dinner. Like it becomes like about my life too. You know,
we
like
were done, you know, I was, when
I want
it's
to be done at 2 a.m.
When it's 7 o'clock and I'm like, all I got to do is, we'll be done by 8:15, bro.
Oh.
And then I'm good. I can go to sleep. I can jerk off, whatever. And it was like, we'll be done by 8:15. We got to take an hour in between. Then we got to do another hour and a half. Now all of a sudden it becomes an 11:30
One of the
night.
hardest parts of the hardest part of comedy for me is the wait.
Yeah.
Is the waiting in between shows.
I remember thinking, let's just do it again.
So Richard Lewis, I opened up once for Richard Lewis in 2011, maybe. I was doing comedy a year or two. I used to be the house MC at Caroline's Comedy Club in the city. So Richard Lewis does this. He does not wait. He comes into the room for the first show. He will come in, somebody will radio him in. If the show is 7 o'clock, I go up for 15 minutes. He comes in at 7:14, right on stage.
There.
When that show is over, immediately out back to his hotel room. We'll come back at 9:35 or 9:45 whenever the second show starts. That's how it is. I was told that. I had maybe 10 minutes of material. sold out. Caroline's 6 shows sold out, 400 people in the room, whatever. Big club, again, doing comedy 2 years. I know nothing. So that's how it worked. The 2 shows Thursday, everything was fine. And I would get that light. I would have 1 minute left. I'd bring Richard up. It was all good. The Saturday show, the 7 o'clock show goes off fine, normal. You don't see him, whatever. Last show of the night, I'm feeling good. I'm waiting. I have the same closer. It's the same thing. I'm waiting for the light. Don't see it, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm looking. I don't see the light. Weird. I see the owner of the club go like this. And I was like, which means keep doing more time.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay. I don't know that I necessarily have more time, but whatever. So I'm like, okay. I do another joke. It doesn't work, whatever. Kind of like just going on, beating around the bush. 3 or 4 minutes go by. Now I'm like panicking, right?
No.
So I go, like I just put the mic. I was like, Richard?
It's time to go.
Yeah. And then the crowd goes, oh, Richard. And then Lewis is like, and I was like, oh my God. So now you just got to be professional. I don't have any material. So 400 people there. By the way, let me tell you what happened. I'll tell you what I did. Richard Lewis had gotten into some car accident in his Uber or car service in between shows, and I think the driver was drunk or something like that. So he had to stay on scene legally. So he was supposed to be there at 9:30 or whatever, 9:31. He doesn't show up till 10:20. 50 minutes I was on stage with 10 minutes max of material. 2 years in, 50 minutes. I genuinely, my heart believe, I asked all 400 people where they were from and who had a birthday. I got to the point 35, 40 minutes in. If you were in that show, it's there. I started asking, hey, anybody else want to try stand-up? One guy's like, I do. Bring him on. Give him a clap. We're clapping like that. Off to the side. I swear to God, Richard Lewis then comes on. Finally, I get the light. I'm like, thank God. I'm like, he's here. The crowd's going nuts, whatever. And they were like actually on my side. Because I was then just being honest. And that's kind of was a good lesson to me too about being vulnerable. Like the vulnerability, I kind of think I naturally went into. A lot of people are like, I like how you were just being honest. I was like, I have no material. I don't know what to do. This is this itch. Like doing that. And it kind of was getting off on it.
Because that becomes a podcast, basically.
Yes.
You're just talking about a situation
that's
that you've
kind of
been
what
in.
I did. And it kind of was good for me to do it because when I came off, even though I didn't really have 50 minutes, I was like, I just stood up there for 50 fucking minutes. It was a big confidence booster. So like going crazy, Richard Lewis, and Richard Lewis comes on. He goes, so sorry. He goes, give it up for Steven. And I was like, Steven?
Well, you probably Distefano.
No, he didn't know my name at all. And then he never apologized, never nothing. I waited to the end of the show. I was like, wow, it was like crazy. He was like, yeah. And then like his assistant or whatever told me what happened. And I was like, yeah, it was a pleasure working with you. And he outright said, he goes, yeah, I didn't listen to anything you said, but seems like the crowd thought you were okay. He's like, so yeah, keep going, whatever you want to do. And then just walked out the back door.
Whatever it is, baby.
He goes, keep going or whatever you want to do. That's a quote.
Keep going. Put that on a shirt.
Keep going or whatever
you want to do.
Yeah.
That's what they keep on moving on.
Keep
whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do.
Head to Switzerland, go to a suicide clinic. Do whatever you want to do. I don't
that was
care.
the most wild thing that happened to me in comedy.
Man, that is great.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do
These are the segments that we do at the show, and these actually both of these will fit perfectly because it's about marriage and
Joey Canastas texted me. Chrissy KFC Cox, come say hi before you leave.
He wants to fuck you, and you want to fuck
You mean
him.
again?
Have you seen him come on his own face?
He comes on his own face?
I do this every time. Text him and say, send me the gif of you coming on your own face. It's one of the most impressive things you'll ever see in your life.
The gif.
I think Kevin might jerk off to this.
I'm gonna try to come on my own face, and I'll stitch it like on TikTok, and it'll be both of us coming on each other's on our own faces. Okay, so this is am I the asshole? We read a situation, okay. You got to decide who the asshole is. Am I the asshole for not deciding to not let my husband in the delivery room? 29-year-old female, husband's 30. We've been together for 8 years. I'm 8 months pregnant, almost 9 with a girl. In my husband's family, there's a tradition of naming a baby. There is a tradition of naming a baby before it's born. The name is embroidered onto a blanket that has been passed down from generation to generation, and the baby is wrapped in the blanket when it's born. I'm trying to come up with a name we both like, but for some the names... blah, blah, blah. My husband has been getting annoyed with me lately and telling me to just pick a name for the baby. As his grandmother's name was Beatrice, he wants to name her that, but I just don't like it. I mean, you can't name a kid fucking Beatrice. Come on. Yeah, I wanted to have a list of names so that when I see her, I can name her after what I think is appropriate. Although it can sound odd, I wanted to see the baby, but I've decided not to, so that I can please his family. In honor of my late sister, I want to name her Jessica. That was before she passed away from a heart attack.
Oh, great.
It means a lot with me. That was her name before she passed away. Yeah.
She had a heart attack? How old was she?
I was going to say that's fucking weird, right?
Jesus Christ.
It means a lot to me, but I hadn't told him that particular name because I didn't want to hear any insults about it. Every time I suggest a name, he attacks it. Today, his mother was pressuring me to suggest a name, and I just blurted out Jessica. After a pause and a laugh, she said it was a name for a large girl. And that it was a very unsuitable
like that
name.
fat bitch sister who had a heart attack.
It's making sense. It's making sense. Yeah, you know your fat sister died of a heart attack. She was Jessica. We're not going to name our baby that. She went on to ask me if I wanted the baby to be ugly and if I was trying to ruin its life before it was even born. Initially, I was overwhelmed with anger and asked
Who
her
is this girl's mom? Jada Pinkett Smith?
Initially, I was overwhelmed with anger and asked her to stop talking more harshly than I should have. Annoyed, she told me to leave the house. Not wanting to cause a further argument, I left. When I returned, my husband explained to me that he was extremely disappointed in my actions. As he is close with his sister, he struggled with his frustrations. Hang on, let me cut. This is long. He's close with his sister. The next day, she was at my doorstep and told me that she decided on a name and then said my decor was tacky. I don't know. This is she said the baby was named Corinne after her mother.
It's like, now I'm starting to be on Jessica.
I know.
I got to deal with this family. It just rambles on and on and on. Maybe it's better.
So yeah, I mean, basically the sister's being a bitch, the mom's being a bitch. I packed my things, went to my older sister's house. They've been trying to contact me for a few days now. I've decided that I'm not telling the family when I go into labor. And I'm not going to allow them anywhere near me when I'm birthing the child. So long story short, she's got a bunch of bitch people in her family, but she's going to try to just secretly give birth.
Okay.
Who's the asshole here?
Who's the asshole? I mean, her for writing such a long rambling
Yeah,
email. I guess
holy
that's
shit.
one. But two,
Holy
I mean,
shit.
I don't know. I don't think any. I mean, I think it's complicated, right? I mean, I guess I see, because she's saying that her family's saying don't name the kid Jessica because
she's fat and ugly.
She,
and I guess the sister then came and said,
that's
a pretty asshole thing.
That's a pretty asshole thing
when
to
your
say.
clearly fat and ugly sister died of a heart attack, and that's who it's named after. Like,
but the
like, dude, we
sister,
knew her before she died.
But
she
here's
was
the
fat
thing, though.
gross.
And again,
You know
here's the
it,
thing, though. There's not a chance in hell you can be so fat that you die of a heart attack and your sister's not also pretty fat.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
that she's a supermodel. It's got to be a fat fucking family,
Big
which is
fatsos.
fine.
Big
Shout out
fatsos.
fat people.
Right.
But everyone's got to be fat, tough
How
shit.
about this part, though? I did kind of glance over it, but the husband's sister showed up and said the baby's name is going to be Connie after my mother. She said that was not a name that me or my husband picked. So the fucking sister showing up, being like, "I got the name for your baby."
Nah,
it's gonna be
dude,
Connie." It's like,
no,
fuck off. You're my sister-in-law.
The
Suck
parents
my
choose
dick.
the parents of the baby choose the name.
Yeah, I mean that's. But all of that being said, you cannot sneaky do labor. You can't like not tell the husband.
You
and
can
shit.
tell. You gotta tell the husband. You can tell the mother and the fucking sisters that they're not coming in.
Yeah.
But
Oh
you
yeah,
gotta-
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. You're the 100% definitive asshole unless you don't want this guy in your life.
Right,
Unless you're
right.
unless this,
Well, I think what I'm
this is my
getting from this
baby.
email, what I'm really getting from this email, I think you want to have secret labor because the father's not the father.
Oh.
Your kid's coming out black.
That's not a
That's
bad
why you want
theory.
secret labor.
She's coming up with all this other shit because
you
it's
got
like
some bullshit.
my
You're an
husband's
overweight
Asian
white girl.
and
You got
yeah,
a black
oh.
baby daddy, and embrace it, girl. Embrace
That's
it.
not bad, man. I remember, I think it was when Shay was born. Their mom's dad showed up, and he was at work that day, and basically brought a guy he works with, who's kind of like a family friend, one of those fake uncles, but like Caitlin had like just given birth,
Right.
And I think his nickname was Dinky. Like Dinky's in the room. I think the placenta's like in a box right there. And she's like, "Hey, Dad. Hey, Dinky." The baby's like still covered
Bloody,
in goo.
yeah.
It's like sometimes people,
Bro,
the labor room, people lose their minds kind of.
When Delilah was born, my oldest daughter, 6 years ago, my father, almost 7, my father fucking walked in to the delivery room like while Jasmine was like legitimately like crowning. Like my mother was in there, which she said it was okay. My dad walked in holding the New York Post. He had holding
what I
newspaper,
mean, it's like-
and he walked in, and Jasmine just said, she was like, "What are you doing? Get out!" He goes, and my dad's just so cool. He's like, "We're having a baby," and my dad and she was like, "Get out!" My mother, they divorced. She was like, "Tony, get out of here! What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh my God!" And then he's like, "All right, I'll go."
He's
and
like, Cashman isn't even signing any free agents.
No,
What the fuck?
I swear to God, he walks out. He goes, "Yo, Chris, Sabathia got fucking rocked last night." And then he knew we were having a girl.
fucking joking.
We had a gender reveal. Like we had a gender reveal months before. He knew it was a girl.
Chrissy gender reveals?
Chrissy gender reveal. CGR.
Was it a big like Puerto Rican quinceanera type thing?
Yeah, no,
it's a whole display.
Yeah, we had Pitbull performing, and so my dad knows that he was at the gender reveal. He goes, "What are we doing there, boy or girl?" I'm like, "You genuinely know it was a girl." He goes, "Those things ain't always right." I'm like, 99% of the time they are.
What did you think the pink smoke was for?
Such an idiot.
All right, this is the second one. Am I the asshole for firing the babysitter for being a bad influence? This one's a little shorter, don't worry. My wife and I hired a babysitter, Adeline, 18, for our kids who are 8 months, 2, 4, 5, and 7.
Yeah,
4
nice
fucking
Amish
kids.
family.
Yeah, there's 3 girls and 2 boys. A few months ago, Adeline is great with the kids. She's the only babysitter that can handle so many young kids. A couple of problems that she's consistently late. It's irritating. Another thing is, after she gets in bed, she spends the rest of the night on her phone and her laptop. She never cleans up the playroom. She's always messy. Another problem is that her outfits can be a little... here we go. Her outfits can be a little inappropriate for the kids. Crop tops, short skirts, dresses that are too short, low-cut shirts. I've asked my
For the
wife...
kids or for the husband?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, this is the husband writing this?
This is by the husband. I didn't see this coming.
Oh, what a
I've
cock.
asked my wife to talk to her about it. I felt that it should be more. I thought it would be more comfortable coming from a woman, but she refused, even though she admitted that she would like her to wear slightly less revealing clothing. My parents are in town, and they wanted to take the kids on a walk. While on the walk, they saw Adeline on a run wearing a sports bra and shorts that barely covered anything. All of my kids had seen it, and we heard about it, and how Adeline was without a shirt for days. My 5-year-old has also been talking about how pretty she is and that he's going to marry her when she's older. So this is just a rocket fucking babysitter.
Marry her now, dude. Pull a Karl Malone.
I decided to fire her because of the reasons I listed. When I told my wife, she started screaming at me because she thinks Adeline is a great babysitter and is reasonably priced. Yeah, she's 18. She's probably fucking no money.
Yeah. Give her anything.
I said she's a bad influence. Am I the asshole for firing my babies? Update, my wife was able to get through to Adeline. She'll come back for $45 an hour, and we're getting her a car. But all right.
Whoa.
So they ended up bringing her back.
Bro, you fired a chick because she wore crop tops and now you have to buy her a car? Would you fucking come in her too?
I think that's
honestly,
what this is about.
I actually can understand a scenario. I think I had a friend. They didn't get this far, but they were looking through au pairs. And he said no to like a super hot one because he was like, I don't want any.
It's just drama.
And he was not like, I'm fucking, girls want to fuck me. I'm going to bang this chick. He was just like, I don't want it. I don't want to have a pretty girl. It's just a bad idea.
For me, it wouldn't even be like with the wife or with anything. It would be with like, because in my experience with my own family and in movies, it's the dad that has to bring them home. And like I'd be so awkward in the car on the way home. Like he's like, I want to fuck you. I don't actually want to fuck you. I don't actually want to fuck you. I don't. And she's sitting there thinking he's gonna try and fuck me. He's gonna try and fuck me.
That's all it is.
Like, it's all the media teaches you.
If you're like, as this girl is like clearly like hot too, it's like you all have to know the jokes and the the Hollywood people who did fuck the nanny and the babysitter.
Sure.
It's like we are a walking stereotype right now.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with that.
I get it. Yeah. No. I don't have a nanny now, but we are looking. I'm only looking at amputees. I need my nanny to be missing a limb. Just you know what I mean. I have amputee nanny for out there.
That's
I'm
what I'm
looking for you.
saying.
Yeah.
Like most guys be like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Of course you should take the hot girl." No. That's gonna be a fucking headache.
Yeah.
But I don't know how he ended up fucking getting gouged for that price shit.
Yeah, 45. They get $45 an hour.
an hour.
Raise it from $20 an hour to $45 an hour. Plus, you got to get her a fucking C class. You're like, dude, I'll
just fuck you instead. I don't know.
You could work for Barstool with that.
That
real
probably,
money,
you know what
baby.
that is? That probably is. I fucked you. I have to fire you. She said, "Well, I'm gonna tell the world some things." Okay, never mind. Here's a raise in the car.
Here's a raise. But the thing is, she'll still tell eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, you just gotta let him do it.
I would let him do it. Just let him
him
go.
Yeah, just fucking tell the world, and I'll end up in page 6. It's no big deal.
Move on.
Let's do some voicemails real quick, and we'll get Chrissy out of here.
Where am I going? I got nowhere to go.
Exactly. Get water.
Oh, here's the GIF.
It's incredible.
He sent it?
Is that real though?
Yeah. Oh, he sent it. Wow.
Is
He's
that
usually
porn?
pretty. He's
Is
usually
that
pretty
like
like
a
embarrassed
Pornhub?
to that.
No, he filmed himself and then he fucking gifted, which is
Well,
so
it
arrogant.
got leaked on Pornhub.
Oh, okay, so now it is on.
Yeah. Well, no, he got it taken down, but he shows everyone here.
I was gonna say he loves it. I mean, I guess if you have a real job, that sucks. But like, I feel like if you're a gay guy, you're saucy, minxy little gay guy, it's kind of cool to be on
I've
Pornhub.
never in my life shot a load like that.
That's incredible.
No. Yeah. Never.
Like when I was like
even-
17, I once fired one into the wall, and that's when I was brand new and I just had a fucking force of a fire hose. Now it's like,
No, never. It drips out.
yeah, it's like
Sometimes I'll feel-
I'm like, did I come? I don't even know.
Well, sometimes I'll like feel the sensation, and then the cum will come like 30 seconds
yeah,
later.
I'm like, is it even
Just, like,
is there
so
anything in
delayed.
there?
Bro, sometimes I'll be so dehydrated I gotta pull it out of my dick. It's like fucking silly string.
That is
It's
a
like a
fucking load and a half.
Clown with the fucking
I mean, how
handkerchief.
perfect is that though? If like a guy, whatever guy you sent that to was like, "Yo, let me see you coming," and you get that. I mean, is it?
That's the best sext video that's ever been sent.
Yeah, truthfully.
You know, like, yo, baby, send me something, and you get that. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that. It won't even reach my belly button.
You try and
No,
do that?
never.
Do you know how hard? Like, if you're just down here to get it up and over,
That's
no
a 10.
fucking shot, man.
I
No
like it,
fucking
dude.
Shot. What do we got with this bitty bop?
Oh, here we go.
All right, voicemails with Chrissy D are brought to you by Sling TV. If you're worried about where to watch the tournament games as we wrap up here, it's time that you got Sling. It's the cheapest place to watch college basketball. It's the cheapest place to watch exclusive Barstool content like the Brandon Walker Show, Bench Mob's Bracket Buzz, Kelly Keegs' show on Sunday nights. Sling is the place where your favorite sports channels are like ESPN, FS1, TNT, and more all come together for less. It's easy to set up. It's easy to use. There's no contracts. Sign up now and try it absolutely free. Well, no matter what you're into, Sling is where you can find the live sports you love all in one place. Go to sling.com/barstool to sign up and try it for free.
KFC and Feidelberg and everybody else. I did a video voicemail a couple months ago, and so funny. My coworker watches the YouTube, and she was like, "Wait, oh my God, is that Paige?" And we had no idea that either of us ever even watched this show, so it was really funny. But anyway, I was listening to you guys break down the Chris Rock Will Smith thing, and I'm just more surprised that he didn't Chris Rock just didn't quit. I'm sure his contract doesn't say continue if you get slapped in the face by somebody. I mean, I get yelled at sometimes at work. That's pretty bad, and I'm like, is this worth it? But if somebody actually puts their hands on me, I'm just throwing my hands up, done, quit. I don't really care, and I'm leaving. And I honestly think that's what Chris Rock should have did. I don't know why anybody didn't just stop it. I think it's so strange. So really, my question to you is what's one thing that would happen to you a day at work where you would just put your hands up and be like, I'm done.
I agree with her
Let me
that
know.
if you have a shitty regular job and someone were to slap you in the face, I'd be like, I'm out of here and I'm suing and I'm fucking done. I think in this, I thought Chris Rock was remarkably composed. Given
Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. That's the best moment. He
somebody
had,
was
he had bits. He had good bits.
yeah. Like
He's
people were saying he
the
was
way he
stumbling
said
and
though,
stammering. I was like, no,
wow,
he wasn't.
Will
Wasn't
Smith just
stammering.
slapped the shit out of
That
him.
ain't stammering.
No.
I mean, he
And-
looked over at a producer to be like, "What do I do?" And then
Right,
he just
but
continued.
that's what I mean. He even he didn't even say to someone off camera should I keep going? Did we cut? He just kept going, and maybe that's if that were to happen to you, would you just keep the show going, or would you? I feel like even if I tried to keep the show going, I at least would be talking to a producer or being like, "What the fuck?"
If the guy just slapped me and then
What would
walked
you have
back
done?
into
Would
the
you,
crowd,
Would you throw hands? Would you have made a joke about Jada fucking other guys?
I mean, in that situation, I mean, first of all, it's very difficult to make those people laugh. I mean, it's easy to say what I think I do. I don't think I would have swung back at Will. Maybe I would have, but I think
would you
I
swing
think
back with a joke?
I think personally, if I didn't hit him, I probably would have not brought up the people I was supposed to bring up. I would have been in the moment, be like, "Are you serious?" Some type of altercation, verbal altercation with him. When he said, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," and Chris was like, "I am," whatever. I think that just the man in me would have been not saying Chris isn't the man. I mean, what he did was very manly, but I was like, I think me, because I would have been so irate, would have been like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I know
I
you're Will
loved when
Smith,
he
but-
was
I'd have drop kicked him in the back as soon as he turned around.
Yeah, that was the turnaround was even crazier. He slapped and walked away, being like, "You're not gonna do shit."
and then he kind of
about it."
smirked too.
Yeah. It was cocky.
I waited till
Are
right till he got to
there
the end of the
people-
stage and fucking ran and drop kicked him.
Do you think there are people who are on Will Smith's side, a healthy portion of people?
I saw
I-
a New York Post tweet gonna pull up the article. It said like poll reveals that over half the country's on Will Smith's side. Now,
I
who are they
was
polling and
jokingly
shit,
on his
but, like,
side for a while. I do think that there is. I do think the people. I am 0% on his side for real. But I think the people who are like violence is never the answer. You can't hit someone. I think those people are wrong. I think like you can. Violence is the answer. And
but
you
I don't
can't
think
hit
that was
people.
an example.
Huh?
I don't think that was an example where you can though, right?
I think you can. I think you can hit people for whatever the fuck you want to hit person for.
But
Obviously
there
on
has to
stage
be
you
ramifications, though. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
If you hit them, that's fine. But you have to then.
But that's what people
Something
mean
has
when
to
they
happen to
say.
you.
I think obviously on a fucking stage we're talking about something different in a comedy show about a very benign joke. Obviously it's different, but when people are talking broadly, like you can't hit someone just for using words. Yes, you can.
Well, that's like
You
Bill,
absolutely can.
that's like Bill Burr. Like you never hit a woman. Never. Never. The New York Post tweets so fucking much that
Yeah, it's impossible.
Something.
Oh wait, it's up there.
Oh. Who was more wrong? Chris Rock, 52%. I mean, that is
That's crazy.
bananas.
Wow.
Because people are just so bent on fucking alopecia. They're just so like they think alopecia is a baby who died of cancer and you were making fun of it.
Right.
It's nuts.
Right.
Like in what world is that appropriate behavior? You could even say like, "Yo, was it wrong, right or wrong? I don't care."
Well,
Will Smith's a fucking
but I
gangster,
think the
like-
income thing is like a little revealing in the sense of the people who make under 25,000 mostly say Chris Rock was wrong, but then as you get to 150,000, it
People
flips,
like,
and mostly Will Smith, and it gets incrementally higher as the income goes up. Because I think the people who make under 25,000 feel like they get made
your
fun of a
woman.
lot.
Yeah, I gotta
we
step
don't
up.
have anything because those people blame problems on everybody else. Where the people who make the money are just like, we take our world into our own hands, and they're like, all I saw was a criminal.
Over here.
They're like, all I see is a criminal.
Yeah.
All I see is a guy who did a criminal act.
Right.
It's like, of course he's wrong. He's
That's just insane.
like you see one group is confident with themselves over 150K. One group is not confident
And
with
even
themselves.
though that education,
Yeah, it all
that
goes
shit,
down.
yeah.
If you're uneducated and poor, you probably don't have as much confidence as you should. So
Look at
you,
this, though.
You blame.
I mean, I guess this makes sense, but I'm still surprised. 57% of females are on Will Smith's side.
That makes perfect sense. He's
Because of the
defending his
alopecia
woman.
thing.
That
Which,
doesn't,
by the way, I
though.
don't even believe
I
Jada
mean,
has alopecia. I
the
think
girl-
she shaved her
every
head.
girl-
She has a good amount of hair for someone with alopecia.
I think she fully shaved her head
Yeah.
and was like, just in case this looks like shit, I'll say I have alopecia.
all of the women in my life were like, I would be mortified if a man ever did that for me. Like, don't ever do that. I don't
Attitude
know any
towards the
girls
Bible.
who are on his side.
Attitude towards the Bible.
Bible is the literal word of God. God
all-
damn it, these people are fucking retarded.
It's so funny.
That is just ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I personally think Will Smith, like, he doesn't shake it off so easy. Because
I mean,
it's
he's
not even the
he's
slap.
clearly hurting, dude.
It's the actions after the slap was the bigger problem to me.
Terrible speech and apologizing to everybody but Chris.
The narcissism
I
is the thing
protect
that's
everybody.
nauseating to me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I used to think Will Smith was like a cool guy, and it's like, oh no.
But he flies under the radar. Cruz gets all the shit for being a
Yeah.
Scientologist. People forget that's
Well,
what
he says he's not a Scientologist.
They said that I saw someone say he got out in 2015.
Dude,
you don't
he
get
fucking
out.
financed an entire Scientology
I know.
school.
Yeah,
And
it's like
did
$1 million,
you hear the conspiracy about it? Is the reason in Scientology, if someone above you disrespects you, you have to slap them or you get slapped. So I think
he was probably just like,
I think Jada Pinkett Smith is above him and was like, if I don't go and slap Chris Rock for the disrespect, she's going to slap me.
Right.
That's what because they said the fact that it was a slap is a different thing. than a
right, like
punch.
that's what they're supposed to do. Is and so he was probably like, yeah, this is
Because
just
it
what I do.
definitely is more disrespectful. Because I think a slap is at least like you're gonna have the shock and like you punch someone, you're fighting.
Yeah.
You punch
Yeah.
someone, you might knock them out or you're fighting.
I think of a slap
a
as like
slap,
a
you'd be
parent
like,
to a
"What
child.
the
Like
fuck?"
I decide. You know what I mean? Like I'm a
Yeah.
parent. I'm disciplining you almost.
Do you think Chris Rock was like leaning into it because he thought that he was going to like put him in a headlock or something silly?
It was weird that he didn't. My thing is like he had kept his hands behind his back. I think eventually, like he did kind of lean away, but you don't
Then
get
he
your
also,
hand
but
up.
he, I think he rolled. I don't know.
Yeah, he went with it almost. That's part of the actual physical slap was in the moment what had me be like, was this a work? Because he stands there the whole time, and then he kind of. But we played it back. It's a pretty quick slap.
But the thing
Like,
is, though,
it's-
for Chris Rock, put yourself in. I understand what you're saying. Or what people say, like, oh, it was fake. Put yourself just in Chris Rock's shoes. who's a multi-millionaire famous comedian, why in the world, what is the benefit of him getting slapped on television to help the Oscars? He'd be like, no.
Right.
He has everything.
Those tickets are selling now, but
They are selling.
they weren't, and now they are. So
That's true.
It is like the people like breaking it down who are still even fake are like. I mean, it's basically like fucking loose change shit. We're like, what do you even know? Like everyone's now a boxing expert. They're like, that's not you tuck your chin, you dodge. Like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's not how the human body reacts to a swing. Shut the fuck up, Mickey. You don't know what you're talking about
at all. I know people are such dummies. I can't. For me, the most impressive thing is how Chris Rock wasn't hard. You slap me like that, I can't stop it, dude.
Could you? I can't imagine. I do this all the time with sports, where I try to, like you said, put yourself in his shoes. I say, like, put yourself like in his, like, pretend you're seeing what he's seeing. I used to do it with like baseball, and I'm thinking like bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. You see the bases are loaded. You see the crowd. You got to hit the ball. Imagine you're standing there like him, and you see Will Smith walking up at you, like just picturing.
He's a big dude.
Because we're seeing it from this angle. Imagine from the other angle of just like. He's coming up here, and I don't know what's going to happen. That's fucking nuts.
Now, do you think if it was another, let's say it was Ricky Gervais that happens, do you think it had to be Chris Rock?
Well, we were saying how if a white guy just went up there and slapped a black guy, it would be fucking
start a race war. It would be a full on race war.
We were saying it would start a race war, and we would be like, makes sense. Like that was worthy of a race war.
I'd try and fight for the blacks if I could.
I
mean, like,
we're on their side.
Like that is a pretty clear example. We've had it too good for too long.
Well, now, but you know what happens though? You know what happens? I saw, I don't know who it was. I forgot who it was, but somebody said the biggest problem with this for the black community is now whites or people, whatever, will weaponize this, which I guess there is some truth to that. Some people will, because if something happens similar, they'll be like, oh, and then they get prosecuted. They'll be like, oh, but how come it didn't happen to black on black? So there's a lot of problems reverberating through the black community about that stuff that, like, obviously we don't know about. But like, I feel like that's a big issue too, where it's like, yo, you can't do that.
I agree with that, but the people who are going to do that were always going to do that no matter what.
That's true.
Like it's like when people say like oh, this like hurts real victims. Like no, because like you could just fucking only if you want to use this to hurt real victims, it'll hurt real victims.
Right. Yeah. I know. Everyone's fucking got a cop out.
Right.
Hold on.
Oh, dude!
Did you shit yourself?
No, dude.
That's kind of wet, dude.
And these are.
Dude,
are you sure?
Your pants
no, I didn't, dude. And even if I did, I'm wearing Lululemons. They wash right out.
That sounded wet, doggy.
That sounded so
dude,
wet.
That's
a keto fart.
Is it smelling?
I have scentless farts. No, I have a relatively clean asshole. Get in there.
I'm gonna get in there.
Not bad.
Nothing.
Nothing? Oh, I'm telling you.
Considering that, I'm pretty sure it's shit. It was nothing.
I have an asshole like a kitten. I'm Chrissy Kitten ass.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Zero, dude. And it was.
It might smell better over there.
And it was deep, dude. It was deep and it was dry.
No,
there's no lie.
Oh, it was wet.
It
was wet.
That was a wet.
My asshole's
Chrissy
lips
wet
were
farts.
chapped.
Let's go with this fucking alopecia guy.
Who's this guy?
Where are your eyebrows and eyelashes?
What's up, guys? Just driving home from work, listening to the last episode. You're talking about all the slaps, all the people getting slapped. That made me think about one of my buddies in college. Every time he would get drunk, he would just have anybody, random people he know, just slap the shit out of him all the time. Every time he got drunk, he'd do it. For no apparent reason, he just thought it was the funniest thing ever. I'll attach a couple videos that I have saved of him getting slapped for your guys' enjoyment. One of them is probably the worst slap I've ever seen in person.
Ooh, let's compare it to Zach's.
But anyway, question: what's like the weirdest thing that someone you know or one of your friends does every single time they get drunk?
I can see you being like a slap me in the face guy.
No,
thanks, guys. You're awesome.
I did drafting for a while. Drafting was a fun one.
Drafting.
You have a draft?
You know what that is?
What is that?
We used to draft in bars. I got kicked out a lot of bars for drafting.
I love that you're like, I would never do the slap thing, but wait, do that.
What is drafting?
You stand.
When giraffes fight, they.
Oh, okay.
And so like you kind of be in a bar, hang out with your buddies, and you kind of
Don't
like
do it to me. I hate
boom.
it.
It's
like a head to the chest.
You can break your own neck like
You
that.
can break ribs on me. You break your own neck. It's the stupidest fucking thing in
That's
the
the
world.
thing to do. That's a definition of white people shit.
Yes,
that is white people.
Well, you see white boys at the bar headbutting each other's chests.
Yep.
So get out of my world.
I had another buddy who would whenever this is like when we was in high school, we'd party like outside at like friends' houses and stuff like that, and he'd always pull his pants down and he'd try and piss in his mouth, but like
Talk to Joey Camasta.
Yeah, it was like he would like pretend he was pissing. Like he'd get it up, and he'd be, but he wouldn't actually drink it. It was I don't know if it's because he couldn't reach it.
These guys fucking eat moths.
Oh, we used to eat moths all the time.
But not like you know when I used to think of a moth, I think of like a little like just two like brown wings, right? These things are like chunky.
Yeah, true.
Imagine like a flying cockroach, really.
Right.
And I watched them. We were sitting outside at his in his backyard, and there was one just walking on the ground rather than flying. I'm talking big. And his brother put his hand down, and it went on his hand, and then he just went. And I thought it was like a magic trick because he went. So I thought he like threw it, and then he was just like, and the whole crowd was like, "What was that? Are you serious, Benny?" And he was like. And it was gone. And
Dude,
then
we
they
used
were
to
like,
do it.
"Oh yeah, we do it all the time. If you lose in beer pong, you got to eat a moth." I was like,
What?
If you lost in beer pong, you used to have to go up to like because it's out in the country, so like there are a lot of bugs that like attracted to light and stuff like that. So like by on the side like of the shed would be.
Where
like,
are you from?
disgusting.
I'm from Fall River, but like the
White
parties,
trash.
Westport, Mass. Like,
He's not.
Like,
It's actually really bougie. He's a super bougie, but they eat fucking bugs.
Fall River's not bougie though.
Fall River,
No. Fall
River
River is white trash.
and not white trash. Fall River's just like a city. But when you lose a beer pong, you have to go like you have to sneak up to him on the wall and just go. You suck him up, and then you got to chew it real fast because otherwise you feel the wings flapping in your mouth.
I mean, this is why I don't want to ever be in a fraternity or any of
Yeah,
that
this
shit
is white
like
people
that.
shit too. It's
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Oh my! At least it's keto though. That's a positive.
What is? Do you have any dumb drunk shit that you do? Your friends do?
Dumb drunk shit. No, you know what, man? I wasn't the guy. I didn't really drink like that. I do a little bit now, but I don't really drink like
I
that.
think you've been getting blackout recently.
Yeah, but I had to stop. Yeah, I've been blackout, but I stopped it. But the worst thing I ever did is we got drunk at a friend's house party or whatever, 17, 18, and I shit in his laundry basket.
As like
And
a
didn't tell
prank
him.
or as
Yeah,
like
as a prank, and then we put all the clothes back.
Oh,
Then he went to go do his laundry or his mother, whatever, the next day, and he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Was that like a friend or you wanted like an enemy?
No, it was like a friend.
That is disgusting.
One time,
I don't
one
do
of my
any of that shit.
frenemies, like he wasn't really. I mean, I kind of was there, but I didn't really do it. But we went into this kid's house and they pushed all his air conditioners out the window.
Bro, and I'm the weirdo because I eat a moth or two.
Yes,
That's chaos. I'd rather do
Shitting
that
in
than
laundry
fucking-
baskets and pushing air conditioners out windows.
Like,
yeah,
just
baby,
like-
Queens.
Like the second story, just like
Yeah, second,
Smash it on the ground.
right out. Push them right out.
Holy fuck, man.
Push them all
I
out.
remember one time we hated this kid, so we whenever we'd have a house party, we got to clean up like all the evidence. So we'd have like a box or a big bag of empties, and we just went to this kid's front lawn and we just put them all over
Yeah.
his fucking front lawn.
Yeah.
And as we were driving away, his mom came out and was like, "You goddamn!" It was trash. I was
Dude,
like, "Why did we do that? That was fucking stupid."
We one time stole the same kids who pushed the eggs out the window. We stole his father's credit card, and we ordered like 5 mattresses to his house from 1-800-Mattress. And we waited.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and we gave like our friend's number, who was like a little older, and we were like, we all went there and
Yo,
like
that's
waited for like them to
hilarious.
just ring the bell and be like, "Every mattress."
We have
was like,
5 mattresses
"What?"
here for you.
Yeah. So
Speaking
funny.
of Pat McAfee, you know, one time he got blacked out and he ordered a wrestling ring to
one.
his house. So he like one day a wrestling ring showed up on like a flatbed truck, and they were like, "Here's your wrestling ring," and he was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, you ordered this," and he was like,
He has a big enough house,
and,
right?
and this it was earlier in his life, so yes, but no. But he was kind of like, "Well, I probably did do this. Like I don't
Yeah.
remember it, but like probably you're right."
What a great life he had. To play in the NFL as a punter, and now he signed a money fucking
Dude,
deal for his
he
pod,
is one
right?
of the best, if not the best punter of all time, and I think he will be a bigger and better wrestler.
Is he in
than
the Hall
was.
of Fame for punting, or will he get in the Hall of
Not
Fame?
yet, but I think
He
like,
will. He's
like
actually a Hall of Fame
guaranteed,
punter.
right?
I don't know, guaranteed. I don't know how that's.
I'm pretty
I don't know how
sure.
special teams works, but like, yeah.
If
I mean,
there
he
is- if
he
there are
was an all-
punters
he
in,
was an
he's
all-star
in.
punter every single year.
Yeah.
He's in the league.
Like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, because-
punters don't make it, but if punters make it to the Hall of Fame, he's in.
Well, no, I think because what is it like? You want to get it within the 10-yard line?
They
something
definitely make it. I just don't know how.
I feel like he's pretty
he
fucking
was
good.
an all-star basically every single year.
Is he
Yeah.
from Indianapolis as well, or just
No,
West
West Virginia.
Wow, West Virginia.
So that's
a lot of
why
people
he's
don't make it out of
Pittsburgh,
there.
West Virginia, like got that
Got it.
Yinzer accent and man of the
Got
people.
it. You think I'll do
know.
his pod one day or never?
Yeah, I think he will. You know what? I'm gonna make this happen for you. I'm gonna text him and be like, do it for my buddy. I don't know. I have no idea. I'll try.
Yeah, I'll call him. I need the help. Be like, he badly needs the help. April 8th, Egyptian Room, Indianapolis. April 9th, Denver.
He's fucking doing flips off the top rope and shit. He's already feuding with Vince McMahon. Like
He's in a good shape, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Look, good for him.
All right, last voicemail.
Do you have the slap video that kid said?
Oh, yeah. Wait, we got to see.
I don't have that one, but we rather have 3 slap videos or okay voicemail. What do you guys want to do?
3 slap videos.
Yeah, 3 slap videos. But also, let's show him Zach's.
Yeah, that was coming.
Let's do it.
So this
is
is Zach. We just found this video's been around for like months or years. Well, we've had it happened years ago. We've had it for months. We're talking about the best slaps of all time, and Nick goes, "I think there's a video of Zach." I'm like, "Why did we talk about this earlier?" Because watch this shit. Dude.
Let's see it. Nice. This looks like KB.
Oh, gotta get that volume up. Get that volume up.
2, close your eyes. Not okay.
Dude, the joy that Fight Over gets out of it makes me so happy.
Lay out with a slap.
Bro, his head goes. It's
That kid probably had to go to the hospital.
That kid said right there.
him.
That's you.
That's him.
Oh my God, dude.
Look at that.
Dude, you look so different. You look like you're transitioning to be a woman right now. Like you literally look like you're a lesbian right now. I thought he was a lesbian.
I think he's come out since
When did this happen, dude?
Yeah,
when did this
that
happen?
slapped the straight out of him.
Were you knocked unconscious?
He doesn't know.
Which is
Were you
That means you were
then.
unconscious, yeah.
Did you go to the hospital?
No, I was drunk. It was at like a graduation party at someone, and I hit my buddy by accident. I said, "Here, you get a free shot at me," and I didn't know he was gonna wind up.
Yeah,
and hit me.
that's like, you
So,
know,
yeah.
if you accidentally bump into your buddy or something, hey, you owe me one. That's like, you know, you punch me in the arm or something.
Yeah.
You don't fucking take my soul.
So you and like, did this
wait,
video go
did you-
viral?
Wait,
like,
hang
with
on,
your
hang on.
friends and everything?
Wait 1 second. Did you just like close your eyes or did you just watch it?
No, I held my hand.
He's
up.
never seen
Okay,
it.
he
I've never
refuses
watched
to
the
watch
video.
it.
Never watched the video.
You were ripped. You were drunk.
No, he was black.
I've seen the beginning of the video, and I've seen me on the ground. I think I am.
Why did you? It's too hard for you to watch.
Well, so I think now it's become a matter of principle. I just refuse to watch it.
Yeah, and at this
So you
point,
never
you're
even
committed.
you're not even looking at it now.
Nope.
No, I refuse.
I love there's a split second where his hat stays straight while his head goes fucking. It's so good. Bro, and the funniest thing, the funniest reference, Feidelberg goes, when he falls backwards, he looks like that bridge in Sydney.
Yes.
And then they overlaid it, and it looks, I mean, like exactly like the bridge in fucking Sydney. He puts.
Dude, if he would have hurt his neck, if you would have
You
fallen on
would've
your
broken
head, you would
his
have been
neck,
dead.
That's why I said John Apatow maybe wasn't so wrong. Maybe you could die from fucking getting slapped. Watch, Feidelberg references the bridge, and then he overlays it fucking perfectly.
What?
Look,
That's wow. How long ago was that? Did you guys reveal that?
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
yeah.
Wow.
fucking amazing.
Damn, dude. He
All right,
slapped you into being a lesbian.
Do any of these compare to that? No. All right, let's see these other ones. We probably should have done that as a finale, but.
Fucking bet, go.
Oh!
He hits
Dude,
him.
that's a big one.
That's
Yeah,
a-
but it ain't that.
it ain't that. No,
But that-
wind up was bigger.
I think the connection. I don't know. Zach was so drunk, and I think his head bobs. This is like, that's a meaty. That's almost like he gets in here, you know,
That
like in
one,
the neck.
I bet. I have a feeling that one might have hurt more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's because Zach's head bobs, but like that was like to the neck almost.
Is this the same kid?
Yeah, that's like a girl. That's like a getting slapped by your girl. Yeah, that's what girls are asking for in bed now.
Dude, it's a thumb. It's like almost like a punch.
Yeah. I mean, you've been obviously.
That's what you get for wearing purple shorts.
You've obviously been smacked by girls
Oh
a
my
million
God!
times.
you
Jasmine
kidding
probably
me?
hits you.
She's
like,
a lefty
right,
too,
right,
so you
right.
never, there's no way to avoid it. You just get hit with a southpaw. Just fucking rock. Yeah.
Has a guy ever slapped you?
No.
Yeah, I feel like if a guy slaps you in a real altercation, that's almost, again, it's like worse. It's like, well, now,
Yeah, it's almost
now
like
we
you
have to fight to the
You
death.
have to kill. Like you should get killed for that.
Yeah. 'Cause it's like you're really demeaning me.
It's worse. It's like one of those things where it's like, a slap is worse. Just like if your girlfriend cheats on you, a blowjob is worse. I'd rather you just have sex with her.
I agree.
Just have sex with her.
Yep.
A blowjob it's too much.
That's why I say
just
that
like with a slap, it's too
I
much.
tell girls blowjobs should be a part of your number. Because what you're doing is way bigger sexually to me.
If you told me you've only had sex with 3 people, but you blew 30, I'd be like, I cannot continue.
That's what I'm saying. I would rather that. Yeah, I'd rather your number be through the roof with sex than you know a bunch of sloppy blowjobs.
No, I don't want.
And every
that.
time I say that, I'm like, blowjobs should count to your number. Every girl vehemently goes, no, they should not. No. And I'm like, well, you have sucked a ton of dick.
Heck yeah.
I could count blowjobs to my number. I think my number would go up 1.
Yeah,
I've gotten very few
just blowjobs.
Just a blowjob from a girl, and that was it. Like,
I think a lot of
I've gotten just blowjobs from girls I've also had sex with.
Yes.
But like never like just had a girl suck my dick and like never talk to her ever again.
Agreed. I think a lot of it is like girls in like young before you've lost your virginity, so you're just blowing dudes.
Yeah,
I never had
I didn't
that.
lose my virginity until we were fucking. I wasn't one of those kids who were like 12 and like getting their dick sucked.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're fucking.
Yeah. That's a weird thing to me because I feel like it. Maybe because I think of it the same way. If I was getting my dick sucked, I'd be like, we're fucking.
Yeah.
Like I was like a virgin until I wasn't, and then I was doing everything.
Right.
It's like we might as well just get our fuck on now. All right, Chrissy. Unbelievable performance from you as always. So you've got Indianapolis coming up.
Indianapolis April 8th, Denver April 9th, Connecticut, Norwalk, Connecticut, Wall Street Theater April 16th, April 22nd, Puerto Rico, baby.
Boom.
And then April 29th, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
You're going from Indy to Denver to Connecticut?
No, but then I come home back to New York.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, and then April 29th, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Chrissy Christ.
Is everybody is the family going to Puerto Rico?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're coming with me to PR.
That's gonna be a fucking
sick
scene, dude.
Sick.
Horns in the crowd and shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
Flags out. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. We're going home. And then, man, I had a good pod, and it's all because of piggyback barrel aged.
Patreon.com/ChrisDComedy.
Yeah.
Donate to TiTi Jerry.
ChrisDComedy.com. Look out for my Special Weshy coming out, either on Netflix or YouTube. Both. Just subscribe to youtube.com/ChrisDComedy because something's coming out on that motherfucker. But I'm trying to call it Special Weshy. That's what I want to call it.
And Joe Rogan. Fucking,
Yeah.
I know you're listening. I know you're watching. Have him on.
Get in there,
And Pat
Joe.
McAfee, have him on. Come on.
Fuck it, slap me.
All right, thanks for watching this episode of KFC Radio. If you like watching it on YouTube, imagine watching it live on stage with us in person. Right now, the KFC Radio live tour is coming to a city near you. We have tickets on sale in Nashville, in Philly, and in Chicago. You can click here or click in the link below and get tickets. Come with your friends. Come alone. We hang out. We have a blast. We get shit-faced, and you can meet us, 2 handsome guys. 1 handsome guy and an okay guy. You be the judge of who that is. It's me. The handsome one. He's the okay one.
Comment below.